And we're live, which means it's time for another beer. This is a Carlsberg Pilsner. Just call me the Pils Destroyer. That was gonna be my. That was gonna be my. You've had this one?
Yeah.
It's not the best. It was $5 for a 4-pack. That's of like the tall boys. If that tells you what you need to know.
Yeah, it's like a Heineken, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Like a Heineken or a shittier Stella Artois.
Ugh, Stella is awful.
Oh, you don't like Stella?
Oh, it's terrible.
I like Heineken better than I like Stella. Like Heineken. I actually have a very soft spot for Heineken. I went to Amsterdam, and there were many Heineken was everywhere. Heineken was their water, and I thought it was killer.
Heineken is water, just with a little bit of a bite to it, and if you drink about 8 of them, you'll start to get drunk.
Exactly, and that's why they're good.
I mean, seriously,
and that's why it's quality beer.
Yeah, Heineken is one of the few beers where if you're working out and you're on the treadmill and you're like, oh God, I need to hydrate myself.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
let's drink a Heineken while we're casually running. Yeah, I could probably chug a couple Heinekens and go on a mile run maybe.
Yeah, it is. It's
not vomit until
beers
after.
That can hydrate you.
That's why I like Heinekens.
Not bad. Man,
this
I used to. Carlson. I know Carlson too.
It's good. I mean, I'm okay. I bought a 4-pack for $5. I don't think you can go wrong with that.
Nah. I used to when they had them at shows, the keg can for Heineken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like my go-to. Like yeah, man, we'll just down some keg cans.
Those are cool. Way back,
you can still buy a mini keg from Harris Teeter for like $15.
I have a couple still. Yeah, for Vorsteiner, Molson Canadian, and actually no, I still have my Heineken mini keg too. I just saved them just as like little, like, hey, this is a thing I got.
Right.
Dude,
yeah.
I save shitty beer cans.
Dude, there's a lot of
mini keg is a better thing to save, I think, than a beer can.
There's a lot of beer bottles here that eventually I might just clear out for other stuff, but yeah, I saved them for a while.
Yeah. Certain ones with cool can art, man. I mean,
there's a couple in our backdrop that I saved just because they were the more metal ones. Like I have a Trooper bottle, that I don't like the Trooper beer at all. And I bought that. I was like, all right, let's check this out. It was like, this isn't good. This tastes like it was brewed in a fucking toilet.
So the first time I had the Trooper
Motorhead beer,
I have not had the Motorhead beer.
It's very light. Like this doesn't taste like something that Lemmy would drink. Like unless there was a cigarette already put out in it.
Right.
The Megadeth beer was okay too.
The Trooper was one I really wanted to like, and the first time I had it, I pretended that I liked it, and then it slowly set in after that. And all their subsequent beers too, like because they have like a stout, and they actually have a rice lager called Senjutsu, of course, which is okay. I like that one.
It's part of being a fanboy. Well,
yes,
like if there was a Napalm Death beer or something like that, and it could be absolute garbage, but I'd be like, oh, this is good. It has the old logo on it. Or
I would probably just get it like, yeah, I just got it so I can finish it and put it on the wall.
Yeah, cheers, Brian.
All right.
But
what's up, Brian?
Dude, Chris, I was going to tell you later. There's actually a Pig Destroyer collaborative beer from Three Floyds, which
oh really?
Called Permanent Funeral.
I will
Closing song on Book Burner.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out. See if I can find it around here.
I don't know if they made it like as a one-off,
I know Three Floyds does like one-off beers for bands. Like I know High on Fire had one. It was like a smoked porter called Razor Hoof.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's been a lot of other. I think Mastodon had one through Three Floyds at one point too.
Yeah,
I know Cannibal Corpse had one through there called, I think it was Amber Smashed Face.
Yep.
Is there amber beer?
There was a
then
company out in California that did one for the Deftones too. It was, I forget, it was like an IPA or something like that. What was it? Yeah.
They did Phantom Bride.
Yeah. I remember I was watching the videos of their tour of the brewery and everything. And
that was a fun video.
Yeah, dude, Steph got drunk. And they were all saying, like, dude, Steph usually doesn't drink. So when he does drink, he gets like extra fucking weird because he's the big weed dude. It's like, yeah, I know. He smoked himself to the point he thinks, flat earth is kind of a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's him. He's the flat earther.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's got some like weird paranoid things. That's why he wasn't on the last tour. Like, I don't think, he's kind of lost himself in that shit. And the rest of the band was like, well, because I mean, like, I've seen like some shit in interviews where they're talking to Chino and they ask about stuff and you just see, Chino go,
avoid
that.
Anyway, second, I got to check on the cat.
I hope he's all right.
Kitty problems?
Pussy problems.
No.
Kitty problems. Before we went live, he was apparently running around the room, smearing his ass on stuff.
Oh no!
You know litter box issues, right? You have a cat, so I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I changed litter the other night.
Yeah, and when they can't pinch it just right, but they don't know that they haven't done that.
Is it a long hair cat?
His is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the amount they lick, some of that does go through, and then they get a second tail. Yeah, you
really?
get some
I have not.
Oh no,
we have short-haired cats, so I do not know that personally. But
my ma has a Maine Coon, and yeah, he's got some issues there. The frequent grooming, if he doesn't, do the standard hairball, it goes through. Remember those candy necklaces?
Oh god, with like the little segments. It's like a segmented bead thing.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Just imagine that, except way more awful.
Oh yeah. Oh cat shit. No. Well, I wish him the best of luck. Cheers though, Nick. Thanks for hopping on, man. How you doing?
Hey, no problem, man. I assume Jeff's gonna be on here soon. He told me about it.
He said 5 or 10 minutes, I think. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we had fun with the atheist deep dive. That was good.
I haven't gotten through all of it yet, but you definitely. I only really know that one album. Shit. Of course, now that I'm talking about it, I draw a blank. But the second album, their second
Unquestionable Presence.
Yeah. That's the only one I have, and it's awesome. And I would love to be able to take a next step, and
dude, the first one's killer, dude. Piece of Time sounds like amazing.
The best one to do next.
And I mean, outside of the production and the last one, I mean, it's definitely, again, more modern sounding, but I mean, it still has that just dizzying style that Atheist has. And I mean, Elements is cool for what it was. It's just it didn't match up with the standard that was really set on the first two.
I mean, I'm curious about Elements because it sounds like
it's a strange album. Like lots of salsa boogies. The song Mineral is probably my favorite track on there. There's just something about it that there's a boogie to it. Like it kind of reminds me of stuff you'd hear in like Animals as Leaders.
That's weird.
I do love Animals as Leaders still. So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And Mars Volta.
Wow. So comparing Atheist to Mars Volta.
Album, Elements is just it's kind of all over the place. And I kind of get it, like with the time, like they didn't have time to put together. The band was kind of fractured and a lot of colliding ideas. And when it worked, and it worked pretty well. And I wouldn't even call it a bad album. It's just a very different album. Like, there was a lot of different directions they seemed like they wanted to go in. And again, it followed what I consider like an underrated fucking masterpiece with Unquestionable Presence. Like that is just that's one of the best technical death thrash albums there is.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's not like immediate for sure. I don't think. Like I think you can argue that Human by Death is a lot more immediate for sure.
Yeah,
and
it's less wild.
And here's Jeff.
Yo,
Hey,
Yo,
there's
what's up?
that guy.
didn't I see you just about 24 hours ago?
Yeah.
Oh, it might have been me. I don't know, man. There's
24 hours ago.
Who's getting overexposure here?
Yeah, right, for sure. What's up, guys? You talking about atheists?
Cheers, man. Yeah.
Was Nick trying to explain to you how elements is something like animals as leaders? I don't.
That's
agree
exactly
with
what he was saying.
No,
he was saying
dude.
it was
Are you
like
come on,
Mars
man?
Volta and
The fun
Animals
little
as
off
leaders.
time. It was mostly in the drums, but some of the guitar work
Oh,
too.
that's true.
Mineral. I think,
Right.
like I said, it's one of my favorite tracks on there.
He's right. Yeah, it's got a very Latin percussive, very
Mars Volta.
Mars Volta-ish vibe to it, which
See,
I
it's
love
just
Mars Volta.
Weird.
so
That's
it's
just
cool.
weird to imagine.
Same.
I like Mars Volta too.
Not that new one. I don't like that new one.
Didn't even listen to it because they kind of fell off my map after Octahedron. Wait,
Octahedron. Yeah.
what was the fourth
That was the
one?
last one, I
Bedlam?
think. No, Nocturnica was the last one. Well, hold on, let me
Mhm.
check.
I think Bedlam might have been.
Yeah,
I've only listened to their first two.
Bellum and Goliath, I like. I think.
Like
hold on here.
Francis
Noc-
the Mute was the last one. I really.
Let's see.
I've actually
Yeah,
dug into.
Nocturnica.
That was the last one.
Yep. And
Yeah, I
that was
don't-
in 2012.
I don't think I got that one. I think the last one I had was one. What was the one with the widow on it?
The Widow.
That was Francis the Mute, I think.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
was
Francis
it?
the Mute.
Yeah.
What was What was the fourth one?
Fourth
Bedlam?
one would have been Amphitheater. It was the
Oh, that
yeah.
was
Or
Amputexture.
Oh wait, hold on here.
Yeah, it was
Or was it on the
Amputexture
EP,
was
the
third.
Tremulin EP, or just full lengths?
Full
How do we explain
Right.
how the Mars Volta sounds like? I feel like you have to go
Impossible.
album by
Yeah.
album. They're like a
Psychedelic Latin
post-hardcore,
prog rock.
progressive yeah.
It's nuts. You just kind of have to start with D-Louse and the Comatarium.
Deloused is
the best
killer.
one. Yeah.
I love that as well. Dude, Roulette Dares, Drunk Ship of Lanterns too. God.
Yeah, D-Louse is fucking insane. It's so
Let's
good.
see. So D-Louse, then Francis, the Muse,
Amputexture.
Francis
and
is good,
Amphitheater.
too.
Okay, it was Bedlam and Goliath was the fourth
And
one.
what was the fifth one?
Fifth one was
That was
it was
Dodecahedron,
Octahedron.
right? Octahedron.
That's
Yep.
the one I bounced off at. That's the one I think that has the widow or the son. It's like the third track on it.
No, the Widow's on Francis the Mute. That's the second track.
Damn.
Um,
What was the third track on Octahedron? It was like
third
a short track.
Halo of Nimbuttles.
That's not it.
Nimbatules.
I'll have to look, but it was almost like
I
kind
only
of
know
a
the first two. So
yeah, it was kind of a radio track as I recall.
That one was a little bit softer. Like Nocturnica, I thought was a little bit better. I think it had some like darker moments. Like this new one is just it feels like segments of songs. Like the stuff you'd expect is like transitional songs in between the giant like 7, 8,
Epics.
10 minute. Yeah,
Yeah, the epics. Yeah.
I don't know.
it doesn't flow.
The problem with them after Francis is, and I don't recall. I'm getting a little echo. You hearing that? Or is it just me again?
No, I mean I hear.
I'm not getting an echo.
That's just me then. Okay. The problem is that what's his name? Rodrigo,
Alex
the dude
Rudd
from at the drive-in, right?
at the driving dude.
the
Yeah.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
the crazy guy that writes all the music, the guitar.
Yeah.
player.
Omar?
Omar. Yeah.
Yeah.
He produced all their shit, and I do not like the way his production. It's so thick and catastrophic, and so much going on, and
Layers too, like
Layers.
shit coming really loud and then really
right.
softly.
That's it, right there. You got it.
Yeah.
And that gets kind of abrasive, especially on Bedlam.
Bedlam, the thing that I like that album, but the thing that took me out was all the weird, unnecessary filters on fucking Cedric's vocals. Like
Right.
he's
Yeah.
already got high register fucking vocals, and they got stuff in there like, let's just make it go higher and sound even more weird. Like, no, he's already got strange vocals.
I think they do it right on D-Lows. Like they do it a couple times
Yeah.
Mm,
to like add like an emotional heft to some of the songs,
I saw him
and
on.
it works. But yeah, if they did it all the time, and
Are his vocals really shouty like they were in At the Drive-In?
Nah, they're
Um,
more. They're,
he sings a little bit more.
He
I
sings
think.
more. He sings. I
Yeah.
mean, he still has like
He has
some
moments.
shouted deliveries,
he has
He
moments.
can get there.
but
Which
mostly it's sing song. Well, not sing song. It's
Relationship of Command is a phenomenal album, by the way. Just want
I
to
have that one.
praise at the drive-in real quick.
That's the only At the Drive-In I own, actually.
Likewise, but it's
I don't
awesome.
own any of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
that's-
One Armed Scissor.
I saw At the Drive-In in like 2000, and it was really annoying because in between every song, like they just preached to the crowd.
What were they
If you're a
preaching about?
racist, get out of here right now. Like if you're homophobic, get out of here right now. Like you're at a show full of art school students. You're not
Probably
There aren't
unnecessary.
any
Like you're
Nazis.
preaching to the converted.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's
I will
I'm sure
say.
Everyone was cheering the whole time, right?
I will say. I saw.
Murder City Devils also played that show.
I saw Mars Volta on the. It was either Francis or Amputecture. I can't remember which. And I will say that was one fucking like mind trip of a show. Like you, and they were at the kind of the height of their whatever popularity at that point. I think.
Yeah, I think
so.
Francis was the peak.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you, man. I was not drinking. I was not smoking. I was sober as a church mouse, and I felt fucking high. Like just from the vibe of everything, it was weird, man.
I've gotten that from shows. I never got to see Volta live, but I know plenty of people that did, and said it was like a really wild experience. Like just layers and layers of sound. Like there's trippy imagery. I want to say they did a whole stint where they were opening up for System of a Down, like on arenas and shit.
Sounds right. They didn't even talk in between songs. Conversely, to At the Drive-In, they didn't speak at all. It was like all the sound effects, the drones and the ambient shit in between the songs, and then they just plowed through. I want to say it was probably close to like it was probably like a 2.5 hour show, man. It was like intense.
I could
And
see
that-
them playing for that long.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
I
Again,
think
like
they strive to be like one of the modern like prog bands from the 70s. Like they strive to have that energy where they can just play for that long.
it also has like that like late 60s psychedelic rock vibe to it too.
Yeah.
Like weird sort of like chanty refrains and spacey effects everywhere. Like there's like Hawkwind-ish sort of stuff in there.
Yeah,
Played
Moby
blazing fast.
Grape,
Yeah.
kind of Moby Grape-ish, and like electric. Who did the I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night? Who was that? Damn it! I had too much to dream last night. Oh fuck, I can't remember.
The
The Electric Prunes, was it? I think it was the
I
Electric
don't know
Prunes.
that one. I would remember a name like
Why would you electrify a prune?
And then there's like Incense and Peppermints from like the Strawberry Alarm Clock, all that shit. I love that fucking shit, man. I'm a sucker for that 60s weird.
Yeah, I just don't get what
psychedelic.
the hell the thing was with this new album. Like this new album's just it's so soft and laid back and just very poppy. Like I don't like coming back after
How long they been away?
10 years, like 2012 was Nocturnicate, and they apparently they didn't tell anyone that they were getting back together. They just met up in secret, and it was like in 2019, and but, like all of it feels like kind of half songs. Like there's a couple on it I thought they were
So
all right.
here's the funny thing. At the drive-in, I feel like did the same thing because they came back
Oh
after
yeah,
almost 20 years with their album. Is it Intra Alia or something like that? I don't know. It's
I totally
kinda got a
fucking
weird
forgot
name.
about that.
but it's also it's just not. It doesn't feel inspired. It doesn't feel like it needed to happen.
Yeah,
I never
So-
checked them out, so I have no idea what they're like.
There was, because from At the Drive-In, the two hair guys went
Yeah.
off and formed Mars Volta. Then the other two guys formed Sparta.
yep.
And the first Sparta album,
was
I
called?
remember that one at the time, it was just really kind of like aggressive, emo, kind of borderline hardcore in a way.
Post
At
hardcore.
least for that, yeah, kind of like that. Both of those bands, like with Mars Volta, I never got past the one with the gold head on it. The Deloused one, I don't know.
I love
kinda
that album.
Yeah, kind of for me, it was like At the Drive-In was awesome. I still have, I think, most all of their CDs. But then after that, I tried Mars Volta. I think at the time I was like, hey, it doesn't have blast beats or screaming, and I don't want anything to do with it, you know?
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's their prog rock alternative thing. You know,
see, I got into them because I like read the tag on it because I just saw Mars Volta and said featuring former members of At the Drive-In. I was like, oh, I like At the Drive-In. I thought Relationship of Command was a really good album. And yeah, when I listened to that, I was like, this is vastly different. Jesus Christ. But I really got into it. And I think it was just, again, like all the wild rhythms and shit in there. Like the drum work on that fucking album,
killer.
fucking insane.
That's John. What's his name? Damn it!
I forget his name.
Oh man, he's fucking. I can't remember his name. He's fucking incredible. Oh my god,
Dude,
so good.
Yeah, but I mean, I got Sparta too. I thought Sparta was pretty decent. Like it was definitely more subdued than At the Drive-In. It wasn't as abrasive, like more melodic. Again, kind of like that post-hardcore, like stuff in there. It was kind of similar, like Quicksand.
Yeah.
I love Quicksand.
I love Quicksand too. So I mean,
Dude,
I was like, all right.
yeah.
Dude, that
Slip
new
is
Quicksand album, loved it.
I have not heard that one.
It's great. I think the songs are a little short, but I mean, that's my only complaint. Like,
well, that was
good
part of
riffs,
their-
good melodies.
their quality too. They have a new EP which was solid
Who?
as well. Quicksand.
They have another EP because I know the last one. I
Give me
think
a
was
sec.
that last year. Hold on here.
Well, it's probably that one. I mean, I don't fully know what I'm talking about. Triptych Continuum.
No, I don't have that one. I have the OG EP from 1990. That's the only EP I have by them. Distant
With, like,
Population
the
was
bust
the-
or whatever on the cover.
Yeah, it does look like Donald Trump.
Yeah, it kind of does in hindsight.
It kind of does, like it carved out of a block of like
all
smoked
red.
Gouda.
Yeah. Covered in Cheeto dust.
Yep.
Smoke Gouda.
Yeah. Doing
Are
the
you sure
finest
it's- are you-
cheese,
are
the
you-
best cheese. But yeah,
are you
Distant
sure it's-
Populations was the one that came out last year, and
Yeah.
like, dude, this really just kind of captures again that like, you know, it's not metal, it's not really hardcore, but it's heavy, and it kind of just seems to appeal to, I don't know, like just people that like heavier music in general. Like Interiors, I
heavier
thought
rock,
was
right.
good. Manic Compression was the first one I ever got, and I really dug that album.
Yes, I just got that one relatively recently in the big picture, and that one's like faster and heavier. I think.
Yeah, you know what? I got from, and then Logan can identify with this at Manifest in their used bin. I got 3 Quicksand CDs, and I spent like $10 for all 3 because for some odd reason the Quicksand stuff was like $3 a piece. They were like $3 or $4 a piece. Buy 2 and then get the third for $1. And so yeah, whatever. Manic Compression, the one with the divers on the cover.
Slip. That's the one with
Yeah,
Phaser
yeah.
on it, dude.
And then there was another one too that I got them all for like $10.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got all the
got
early
Slip
ones
for
used too.
$1. So actually, I got Manic Compressions for $1 too. That was a Goodwill find. Was Manic Compression?
Dude, that's a good
Depressions.
fucking album. Like that was
Yeah.
I got that like I think like not too long after I got Helmet's Meantime, and I was fucking
Ooh.
high as hell on that album, dude. Meantime was my fucking jam.
High during or just
I mean, yeah, it was in high school, so yeah. But no, I like as soon as I heard In the Meantime, like that
Dude,
opening
Meantime
track.
is killer.
Oh.
I got Strap It On recently. Strap It On is like
Killer.
savage. It's
They're like pretty much
insanely heavy, and like the vocals are so much more deranged. Like in Meantime he'll unleash the screams. Hamilton will
yeah.
do the screams like in Ironhead and stuff. but Strap It On, it's like that the whole album. It's crazy.
Is Meantime the one that had the one song that was kind of the hit?
Unsung.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the only one I ever know. Yeah,
Which-
that's the only one I ever heard.
That's not nowhere near one of my favorite songs off that album. So
No,
I would
did it-
not use that as a.
Wait a minute. What
like it
did
or
they
not.
have? One other one that was a bigger hit, like kind of like a
Well, they had
Maybe
MTV.
Milk
Milk
Toast. Maybe Milk Toast, because that was on The Crow.
Yep.
Betty was pretty big for a while.
I think
Yes,
Betty's the one
with
I'm thinking of.
Will
What's that?
Wilma's Rainbow was.
Yeah,
off
when's
of that
out?
one.
What
Yeah.
album's Betty off of?
Did they?
No,
Was
that's
Biscuits
the
for
album is
Smut
Betty.
released as a single? I can't remember if that one was.
What was?
Biscuits for Smut
I'm pretty sure it was.
with that cool like sliding bass line. That
Yeah, dude,
yeah, but
I
I jammed.
love me some Helmet.
Oh, dude,
Hey, I'm
turned out
gonna-
he feels bad.
I'm gonna bounce out. Brian said I have an echo going on. I'm gonna bounce out from
No,
there
no,
and come
you-
back in.
You sound fine. To
Well,
me,
but
Rick.
he must be hearing it out there. Hang on,
Okay.
just
In the
on.
Cosmos.
let
Okay.
me just talk.
I'll
let me
let
just
you. I'll
talk.
let you back in.
Wait, all right, hold
No,
on.
just let me talk for a second. Hello, 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 hello. I don't hear it at all now, but I don't know. Brian, let us know if I'm still echoing. I heard it for a little while and then it stopped, so I don't know. I've been having weird fucking audio shit for a while.
He
No,
says
it's
it's
gone.
gone now,
All right,
yeah.
cool. All right, cool.
All right.
So, real quick, Chris posed a question to me before we went live and before
What's that?
you guys hopped on. He was asking about Fate's Warning and what album
Mm.
to potentially get into. And I'm
Hold on, I want to
so,
do that.
let me. Huh?
I want to do usher this one off to Jeff here
This
because
Okay.
guy.
that's that guy.
Let me just say real quick that
Oh.
I do not know most of their catalog. I only know 4 or 5 albums. So,
Okay.
but I initially heard Parallels first, and I liked it, but it did not have the staying power for me to keep it. So I actually sold it and rebought it within the past year or two. I made up for my mistake. It's an awesome
Mhm.
album now.
Well, you're being
That I love.
scolded.
Well-
That's a scolding face.
But I would say it has to be Guardian. I just recently heard that one, and that one is significantly better than
Well,
anything else I've ever heard. Because I also
there's-
have Certain Shade of Gray. Is that it?
Pleasant Shade of Gray.
Pleasant Shade.
Yeah.
And
There, you have to
it's
approach
better
this
than
from.
that.
You have to approach this from two angles because it's two somewhat significantly different eras. There is the
Mhm.
John Arch era, which were the first 3 albums, and then it's the Ray Alder era, which is 7 or 8, 10 albums, somewhere in that range. 10 probably. Without question, their masterpiece for me is Awaken the Guardian. It's fucking probably in my top 3 albums of all time. It's you can't separate the Maidenisms and the traditional metal vibe of it, but it is a fucking epic masterpiece, and it's also adding the right amount of prog. And now I happen to be a prog fan, so I don't
Mhm.
care about that. But the songs are just fucking amazing. They're just amazing.
The songwriting stands out by far, I think.
Yeah.
in that one.
Well, Jim Matheos is a fucking genius songwriter, so there's nothing more to say about that. But
Let me just a couple real quick. The Sorceress kind of comes
Oh.
off a bit strong. It took me a couple listens to get into that one, but that one,
Right.
Fata Morgana, like the
Fata
chorus
Morgana.
part is
Fata
killer.
Morgana.
And then, of course, I guess the semi-title track, Guardian,
Guardians Killer.
is probably one of the best like progressive metal songs I think you could say.
Exodus.
It's just got
Exodus.
Oh,
The
Exodus
song
is good,
Exodus. Ascend the plane. So
sounds just
fucking
like
good. It doesn't sound like that at all. But yeah, Chris, knowing some of your tastes, I'd be a little surprised if you didn't like it. I mean, if you like Maiden, you're gonna like it a lot. But is it a Maiden ripoff? No, it's not. It's its own thing. The album before that,
See, I
Spectre
think
Within. Spectre Within
Oh.
is very good, but I think it's a little more developed. Their sound is a little more developed on Awaken. The 1st
Mhm.
album I've never really gravitated much to. It's the only one I don't own.
Night on Brocken, right?
Yeah, it's just really kind of a poor I don't want to say poor. It's a very average Maiden ripoff album. The and I keep bringing up Maiden because John Arch has a Bruce Dickinsonian voice, but he's his own animal without question. And I hear more of an American traditional metal sound in Fates than I do in obviously in Maiden. There's the Euro British sound to them, the UK new album thing. Is there a little new album in Fates? Yeah. Now, jumping ahead to when Ray joined the band, depending on who you talk to, like if you talk to Marty struggled a lot with the Ray Alder stuff. Ray's a very different singer, except on No Exit, which was his first album, which I love, but he's trying too hard to be the operatic, screamy vocalist, and it just doesn't fit his voice as much, and you start to see him mellow that out as he goes along. I would say
I feel like it's just say yeah as soon as you open up the can. Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. Just,
I would say
I need the motivation boost.
what's it called? God damn it, with the old man on the front.
Which
Parallels?
album? Yeah, so
Parallels?
actually, I
Parallels.
wanted to revisit Parallels for Chris because Chris actually really likes Grace Under Pressure by Rush.
Okay.
And I feel like Parallels is almost Fate's Warning version of that album. There's like more, it's still like metal. Like it's
I
still
would
got
say-
like the metal
I would say
guitars and stuff.
Perfect Symmetry is a little more like a Grace Under Pressure album, but
See, I haven't
Parallels
heard that one,
Parallels has some very Rushian songs, but it's also got a couple that
does.
I would say they're more. I don't want to say radio hits because that would put people off, but it's got a little bit more like Eye to Eyes on there, and I love that song. It's
Eye
a
to Eye
killer
is a great song.
But it's also got like Island in the Stream. It's got
Wait, like the Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers duet?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
no. But I mean, for me, I love Pleasant Shade of Grey. It's all one song with cut into segments, so it's like this long concept
And-
album.
That's what threw me off from it because I didn't realize that going in, and it's
I love No Exit, and a lot of people don't like that, but I really like that one a lot. I love Disconnected is really fucking dark. It's probably their darkest album. And the recent stuff, man. Oh, Theories of Flight is fucking phenomenal. They've been away for 9 years, I think. They didn't put an album out, and then they came out with Darkness in a Different Light in 2013, which is very good. I got to meet him on that tour. That was really cool. But then Theories was the one that came after that. Holy shit, man. That fucking album rules. So, Chris, I would suggest, honestly, if you're going to do the Alder era, maybe start with Theories, man. It's fucking amazing. It's especially the epic song on there. Oh man, this disease is kicking my balls in with remembering names. What the fuck is the song? There's Firefly. There's Seven Wonders.
start naming stuff. It's
I'm trying to.
Theories of Flight.
Yeah, fuck. I'm trying to remember the real long song on it. God damn it.
There's only 8. We got White Flag,
Nah,
7 Stars,
nope.
From the Rooftops.
That's great, but no.
Oh,
It's the long one.
oh,
The
The
12
Light
minute
and
track.
Shade of Things.
Oh my god, that fucking song is so
Okay.
goddamn incredible. That song might be one of my favorite Fates Warnings songs, and it came out in what? When did that album come out? 15?
Yeah, 16.
16.
But yeah,
So,
so
but here's the thing: in the Ray Alder era, they don't really have a bad album except for FWX, which I guess is Fates Warning 10. It's not bad. It's just kind of one of their least interesting albums overall. But everything else, even the last album, was fucking incredible. I thought
That's the only one I own. We
It's
reviewed it.
great.
I thought it was
And
good.
and the long song on there is kind of
Yeah.
the top.
The Longest Shadow.
The Longest Shadow is
Oh,
fucking
dude.
amazing, man. And Joey Vera's bass playing on it. Oh,
That's that dude. Like, because that song sets up with this bass. The bass. and the
exactly.
drums. Oh, dude.
Exactly.
it's like-
Bobby Jarzombek is Gotta Be George Elmbach is incredible, and
But by the time like
Ray's-
that song comes, it comes just kind of like because that's like the most proggy, like cool song.
yes.
Like it
Yep.
flows differently than anything else. The album, the rest of it, good, but it kind of felt like this is just a little too laid back. I think.
yeah, that was. I agree. It was not as and apparently it's their last album from all apparent indications. Jim's got this Kingdom of Mercy now, and he's probably going to do another one with John Arch Matheos. Which those albums right there, if you don't
I
have,
have those. There's
Oh.
only 2 of them, right?
yeah, what's the first one called? Something Resonance, not Mechanical Resonance. Shit.
Is it in the A section, Nick? Or,
Is it an A or an
wait,
A?
is that still A?
It's it starts with Arch. Yeah, here we go.
Is that all A?
No, he's going across the top.
stops right here.
Fucking sickness, dude.
Oh my
It's a sickness.
That's
I don't have a problem, Jeff. Leave me alone.
That's crazy.
What's it called again?
Okay.
That's the debut. Sympathetic Resonance and
Sympathetic Resonance. Yeah.
Winter Ethereal.
Winter Ethereal is a lot
Ooh.
more of a. It's a grower. Sympathetic Resonance, fucking A, dude. Killer album.
Yeah,
I remember-
I had actually heard these before I had actually heard any Fates Warning. My buddy, go to the record shop. Actually, I think one of his favorites is No Exit. Like he loves that album. He
It's a great album.
constantly
Great
has
album.
recommended that one. I just didn't get it, but I checked out the Arch Matheos stuff, and yeah, like the vocals take a bit to get used to because he has that very high register. Which I mean, like props to him for like still
Yep.
being able to do that. But I was really just drawn him at the songwriting. Like
It's killer.
Matheos is a hell of a fucking songwriter.
Amazing. And one thing to say about John Arch's voice, and you're right, he has a high register, but when you say that, it's not. When you think of the typical operatic high guys, it's not in that opera thing because it has a bit of a nasal tone to it, almost like a throaty sound to it.
It's a little bit of gruffness that helps.
Right, and it's not like a Tate. Who I love the early Tate vocals. I mean, come on, they set the standard pretty much. But it's not like all those high James LaBrie in the early days, who I honestly cannot fucking stand anymore, and I used to really love, but I cannot. He's the element in Dream Theater I just cannot take anymore.
Oh, I got some flack from Joe where I said, Speed from Soilwork. If I was like, if James LaBrie decided to step down, and they was like, hey, we just get Speed.
That'd be
dude,
interesting.
That'd be an
Yeah.
improvement.
I think that would work. I mean, I don't think they'd ask him to growl. Maybe they would. I don't know. But honestly, he's got the vocal range to do it, and his is like it's more comfortable. It sounds more natural. Like LaBrie has this weird intonation. I know he fucked up his voice and shit, but
Yeah. I think the other issue with Dream Theater, modern Dream Theater, after I'd say Train of Thought for me is kind of where I start. I own the next 3 or 4 up to what was Portnoy's last album? Was it Black Clouds, or did he do one after
Black
that?
Clouds, Silver Langs. Yeah, that was last night.
What was his last one?
7.
Yeah, I got tired of the fucking 32-minute songs, and I really, 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 really. The more I think of it, the part I hate about that band after Train of Thought is fucking Jordan Rudess, and he's a great guy, and he's a really
Is this
nice
the
guy.
piano player or
Yeah, he just he overplays everything, and he's got
with
the
goatee.
he's got the
Yeah.
wankiest, lamest sounding keyboard shit. It's like fucking cartoon character fucking synth sound sometimes.
Disney
right?
scores.
Disney scores. That's it. That's what I was trying.
Dude,
And I got so
it's
tired of that.
music.
It gets to be a bit much, and that is a complaint of mine too. Like, I think the last one where I thought he was still doing like really cool stuff on keyboards with Systematic Chaos, and I really like that album. Like, I think that was a really underrated one in there.
That's probably their metal album. They go for
Dude,
more of a
it's
metallic
heavy,
thing on
but
there.
he's got some really just like cool, just flat out awesome synths. Like he's not doing the weird wankery stuff. Like I think that really started.
Well,
that.
you get a Petrucci solo, blah, 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 and then you get a Rudess solo, blah, 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 only wanky, wanky, wank, and then and it just goes over and over. Now I can take the Petrucci stuff because he's
You guys
one
are
of the
really
very
selling
best.
it.
But I'll be honest with you, man. The two for me, the two Kevin Moore albums. I know he was on the first album, but it's a different singer there too. And they have great songs on that, but I don't love him. But for me, it's Images and Word, and Awake is my favorite album.
Awake.
It's that Awake just kicks your balls in, man. It's just, you know, you
It's
got
really heavy.
yeah.
Images and Words has never clicked with me, so that's
Really?
why I've not moved on with Dream Theater at all.
Man, I'm surprised
I
by
have
that,
Images
actually.
and Words. Well, I guess I haven't given it a try in maybe a year or two. So, but
That one was probably. one that
I gotta
connected
listen. I
with
gotta
me.
listen to it again. It was one of those where I got blue balled a little bit because you know, Pull Me Under is like a super heavy song.
Mhm.
Like it's awesome. It brings the riffs and then it goes right into a lot of prog, a lot of progness. You know,
It's
and
wanky,
if
but
you're not expecting it, maybe it's just not going to click with you. You know.
but there's some great songs on there, like Lifting Shadows Off a Dream and
Mhm.
Learning to Live. And I do still like that album a lot, but in comparison to Awake, it's a far second from me because Awake has like fucking Jesus Christ, man. It's got Caught in a Web. It's got
Yep.
Mhm.
fucking 6 o'clock.
6
It's got
o'clock.
what's Automania?
Erotomania.
Erotomania. Visions is fucking so. Visions is so goddamn good. Space Divest is a fucking amazing track, and it's got Kevin Moore's weirdness on it. Like you can tell Kevin Moore was helping write those songs, and it just changed when Rudess came. The one I do like with Rudess though is what's it called, Nick? The one the fucking mega.
Oh, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence.
No,
No.
no.
That's the first.
God, are you
The
kidding
new drummer.
me?
What was his name?
Metropolis.
Metropolis, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Metropolis is pretty killer. I mean,
It is. It's a good one. I like 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Like, you know, I've
there's
been
some
out
good
of.
stuff there.
Yeah. I've been out of Dream Theater for a while. Like I had
Yeah, so have I.
Awake, and then someone told me, I was like, dude, man, this new Dream Theater fucking whoops ass. And I picked
What
it up
about this
immediately.
band down here?
The Glass Prison.
What's
That
it say?
opening track rips.
Liquid
Yeah,
Tension Experiment.
Well, Liquid Tension is the musical. It's the all instrumental band he has with Tony Levin
yeah.
and Mike Portnoy and
Yep.
Jordan Rudess, and it's prog wankery of the highest order. But
It is.
first two
Does
I've
it
not
surpass
checked out.
it?
What do you mean?
I mean, does it surpass just being wankery to make actual like cohesive songs and
Yeah, I mean
know.
the first two. I have not listened
Okay.
to the third one, but the first two are
New
really, really good. Yeah,
New one's good. The newest one was
I
good.
haven't checked it out.
Joe and I reviewed that one. He was like super stoked to do it. He was like, you want to do this? Like, I don't know if like prog instrumental stuff. I was like, dude, I can fucking handle whatever this is. And I
See,
ended
I-
up enjoying it.
See, I kind of, I really come from that era of digging that kind of stuff. But I will say in the last 8 to 10 years, it's become less enjoyable for me. It becomes a little bit masturbatory. And I
Mhm.
want to hear, I want to hear a vocal song, generally speaking. It's just I don't really want to hear James LaBrie sing them anymore. And I've seen Dream Theater, oh my God, at least 8 or 9 times. Got to meet him after the one that you said, the 6 Degrees show. Buddy of mine had a music shop, and he's like, "Hey, you want to meet these guys?" I ran into him outside. He's like, "I'm heading in to go talk to John Petrucci." I'm like, "Oh," and he's like, "Well, you want to come along?" I'm like, huh, "Really? Of course." And it was cool as fuck because John Petrucci was really cool. James was actually really nice too,
Mhm.
and Jordan I've actually had interactions with privately outside of the band hangout thing. He was when Steven Wilson unveiled his first album, Insurgentes, his solo album. I got invited by their manager up to New York to do not a screening, but a listening party. And Jordan was there, and we all went out to dinner after the show, which was really cool. But it was, he's a really sweet guy. I just don't love his overplaying on a lot of the newer stuff, you know. But
the astonishing, or as I call it, the admonishing. Yeah.
I heard a lot of negative shit about that album.
I still haven't made it through the second disc.
There's two discs.
I chose to put it on while I was like cycling music in, which is like a 2-hour plus affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
All right, this will give me a chance to sit back and listen to this and, you know, get my thoughts on it. And like by the time I got like through the first disc, I was like, Jesus, man, what the fuck is this? This is just the most bloated fucking thing. And that is saying something for prog.
Yeah.
But it's like it doesn't rock. Like like even John Petrucci is like, man, his presence is
subdued.
Yeah, and this is Jordan's album, isn't it?
It is, and it's also kind of their AOR album in a weird way. It's got an AOR vibe to it. I actually someone gave me tickets to their show for that, and we left before it was over. I was that kind of like bored by it. I mean, they're incredible players. They only played that. They didn't do anything else. They just played that album, start to finish. I was like, ugh.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why I'm almost fine not being into Dream Theater. Just the current, like, if I could appreciate their earlier stuff, I'd be good with it.
I mean, the last two have been good. I mean, but it feels like yeah, you know, this is Dream Theater. You know, not really reinventing the wheel. They really don't have to. I mean, they have their fan base. I want to say the newest thing that I think they did in the last one was there was like a brief bit with like an 8-string guitar.
That's right. John did bring.
Did they go Meshuggah a little bit?
Bit.
It was heavy. It was definitely heavy.
Okay.
But I mean, the rest of it. I mean, it was good. It was like kind of just like, all right, this is, you know, on par with what I expect from Dream Theater in terms of like talent wise, like songwriting, you know, the lead work, all that stuff. You know.
Well, you talked about Awake. The one thing I think that makes that kind of unique is that was when John got into 7-string, and it was the first time you heard a 7, and you can tell it is much ballsier. The riffs are much the riffs are much heavier, and that's you know, to me that would be the album I would tell anybody that's getting into Dream Theater to start with would be Awake.
Yeah, that's generally my well. I mean, I still say 6 Degrees would be up there in Systematic Chaos in terms of like the more modern sounding stuff. But yeah, if there was one I was going to pick, it's generally Awake.
See, that comment's exactly what I'm saying. It reinforces exactly my thoughts. I had no. I listened to it online. I'm like, I have no desire to re-listen to this. Just
I was kind of the same way with Distance Over Time, though. I think there was like maybe just a little bit more appeal to it. But the last one,
again, it was a little catchier.
Yeah, it was good. It was just like, well, I mean, I feel like I could get the same thing out of going back to almost any Dream Theater album.
Exactly. Yeah. Although Distance Over Time has that amazing, Barstool Warrior or Barstool, what the fuck's it called? Barstool Warrior.
Barstool Warrior. I didn't mind that song initially.
Is it the sequel to Weekend Warrior?
It was.
Like, the same
I think
thing?
the song that I really didn't care for very much it might have been Paralyzed, just because it sounded like a Breaking Benjamin single.
No, that's true. That one's
it was just sort of a bland rocker. I was like, all right, here's the fucking single. But yeah, Barstool was like, you know, I mean, I don't like the fact that it's very vocally driven, and it's by
exactly, and it's got fucking James doing that breathy. And then he tries to be all hard, and it's like, dude, don't. You just ruined the song for me completely. I skipped that track 5 seconds into it.
Pale Blue Dot, though, damn good
that
song.
Song's killer. Yes.
Yeah, and I do love that little interjected sample of Owen Wilson. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When we heard that, I was like, wait, rewind that because I need to know I heard that.
They actually used the Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah, so go back to the original topic though, Chris. I would definitely grab Guardian, and
And,
I
and if
would
we can, yeah,
grab
Guardian for
Theories,
sure.
Theories
Check
for
out
Ray.
The 11th Hour off of
Oh.
Parallels, because
So good.
that's my favorite song off of Parallels is The 11th Hour.
Yeah.
Mainly because it starts off very slow and it might throw you off at the beginning, but this guitar melody just creeps in out of nowhere.
The
And it
guitar riffs
sets-
on that are so cool, man.
The
It's
guitar
killer.
riff sets the tone, and it's just awesome.
Monument's
I'll,
another great song too.
I'll check that out because that's never been my style of music at all.
Yeah.
But I put on a Halloween album.
God, why would you
I think
do that?
well, I did that, and it motivated me to clean the house. Like, it was really good
Wow.
cleaning music. Like, I mopped and everything. So it's like,
Well,
okay, that maybe check out something else that, you
See,
know.
could it be because you didn't want to just sit down and listen to it? You're like, God, I just can't listen to this. I
It
have
could
to.
be that, but it's
I have to do something
okay.
else.
Well, yeah, Fates Warning and
mop.
Halloween. I guess two different. I've never listened to either, but I guess
They're different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which Halloween?
yeah. I was gonna ask.
I think it was the Lord of the Rings or the Rings of something or other.
Keeper of the Seven
Ooh.
Keys, or
Keeper
Yeah.
of,
Where it's
it
got
was
the
that
rings
one.
flying through space.
Yeah, that one.
I don't know any of their stuff at all,
Me
but
either.
this BioNight guy in the comments does. Let me see.
I've
Chris, are you sure you're not talking about Blind Guardian?
yeah, Blind Guardian
you like
had a
Blind
lot
Guardian
of
also?
fucking
That has
weird
a-
shit.
They're
That has
better.
a
Yeah.
that has a it's something in Middle Earth, which is the keeper or the
Well, I know I put out a Halloween album just because
Okay.
Marty and Alan just boast about them so much. I was like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, let me give them a listen, and I cleaned the house. Great, it's definitely
I like-
got me pumped to clean.
I like two
Um,
Halloween albums, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 and Part 2, and that's all I can stand in them. I'm just not into them. I don't like
Yeah.
German power metal. It just does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Master of the Rings.
Yeah, I think it is this one.
That's
Master of the Rings.
Okay,
okay, that's probably it.
Which
Yeah.
that's
I've
is that
listened
part
to
of
it once.
the Darius era or the second singer or third singer? I don't even know.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
after Kai Hansen, I think.
Okay,
But I definitely don't know because I also am not a fan of Halloween currently. I might become one maybe later, but
I heard like everyone talked up that last one, but I still haven't sat down and listened to it. I think I listened to
I
one
haven't
single. I was like, yeah, this is all right. It's just not like a style
just-
I'm into. Like,
just other stuff I would rather listen to.
I kinda
think,
just
is it
lump-
just boils down to.
I know that like Dream Theater, Halloween, Fates Warning, they're all different styles, but I kind of just all lump them into clean singing. So
Yeah,
to me, it's
they
just
do.
one
Yeah.
style of music called clean singing,
Yep.
and everything else. The
And that's
clean
fair.
singing genre is something
Yeah.
that's new to me. So
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're talking to a dude that came from that era big time in the early '80s, so I still really enjoy that a lot. But it is kind of weird how I've gravitated more towards away from the operatic screamers to the more, the more devilish sounding shit. The more, By the way, I noticed. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see the new Catatonia's got a new album coming
Yep.
out in
I saw
January?
it. Single today.
Yeah.
And there's a band that I fucking love. Their first
Ooh, Brave Murder Day is
Love Brave
awesome.
Murder Day.
And what's the
Yeah,
Dreams
September
album?
Souls.
Yeah,
What's up?
Dream of September, December Souls.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but I really dig the clean albums. When Jonas went clean, I really love fucking Last Fair Deal. I love
Great Cold
everything
Distance.
up. Great Cold Distance is killer. Viva Emptiness is probably my favorite, though. Believe it or not, I really
Dude,
like that album, man.
The Fall of Hearts. Oh god,
That one didn't do much for me. That's the last one I bought. I like it. I like Ciroc. I like the song Ciroc is cool. The first track is cool. I probably need to go back to that and listen. But the problem I developed with them is that they started really sounding samey ever since the one that you mentioned there, Matt.
Great
Not
Cold
Matt.
Distance.
Great
Or
Cold
Viva-
Distance. Yeah.
I mean, Viva Emptiness, I think, was the one they kind of really laid down that formula, and then
yes.
Great
Yep,
Cold
from there
Distance.
on. Yep.
Yeah.
And the one Night is the New Day, is that
Night
what
is
it's
the New Day is
called?
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's great, but it's very everything kind of started sounding samey from them at that point. And I like it, but I did not grab the last one. The last one didn't do anything for me when I listened to it.
City of Ghosts.
Is that what it's called?
I think that's right. I bought it. I thought it was good. I mean, it was City Burials. My bad.
City Barrels, yeah. It had that one weird song that had a video with the car chase thing in it. And I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Behind the Blood.
That's it. Yeah, that was like, what is this shit? But
it's a catchy song.
I really do like Last Fair Deal. There are some really killer songs like Sweet Nurse and We Will Bury You. What's the other big one on there? Tear Gas. Tear Gas is in there.
Yep. I don't know what were singles on there. That one I like, but I think they got it better on Viva Emptiness.
Probably, but that was the first one I heard, so I kind of have a nostalgic thing for it, you know.
See, I didn't get
Although my favorite, without question, my favorite is Brave Murder Today. That fucking thing just rules.
Brave Murder Day is pretty awesome for sure. I got into them with Dead City Kings. Dead End Kings. That one.
That was 15, I think. That was 15 when they opened for. Oh, was it 12? Really?
That was the album. That was the year the album came out of. I don't know about
Wow, I didn't realize that.
They opened the one they were opening for Opeth. That's
Opeth,
where I saw them first.
Yeah. I saw them in a small club in Virginia called Jack's, which is no longer around anymore. And it was them. It was for the Great Cold Distance. So what? 8, 9 maybe.
Great Cold Distance.
Probably 8 or 9.
6.
2008, 2009.
I can't remember. Maybe it was 6. Might have been 6.
So I don't know if I like albums from them or them as a whole yet, if that makes sense as far as Catatonia goes. Like I have a couple of albums that I enjoy, but there's like the newest one did not click with me.
Yeah, it didn't with me either.
Night is the New Day I own, but it has not clicked with me.
Oh, I love that album.
There's some good tunes on that one.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's that.
Idle Blood.
And then the Fall of Hearts. I
love that album. That one.
But it did not. I liked a couple songs. There were like 3 songs off of it that were like, wow, this is good. But then, like, Takeover. Holy shit, Takeover is a great song.
Sirach's the one I really like.
Sirach is good. I think that
Old Heart Falls. That chorus just, so good.
Old Heart Falls too. I think those are the 3. I think after that, I'm just like kind of bored.
Good band. I mean, it's
definitely
a good band. I don't, and they're great live. And like I said, I saw them in 2006, I think it was first, and they actually, it was Moonspell. Is that the one with Fernando in it? The singer Fernando, or was it Moon Sorrow?
Probably Moonspell. Moonsorrow never tours, but Moonspell.
Moonspell's from Portugal. Moonsorrow's from Finland.
Okay, so it was Portugal. It was Moonspell. They were actually really good. Fernando was pretty crazy, man. And there was somebody else that opened for them, and it was funny because after the show, the guys just came out. They just walking around the club. It was when the Norman brothers were still with him, the bass player and the guitar player. And then I met Anders. He was really cool. Jonas was not very friendly, man. He was just not. Really? He was cordial, but he just seemed like he didn't want to be there.
Was he on Bloodbath at all?
Yeah.
Was he in Bloodbath?
Anders and Jonas plays bass, and Anders is one of the guitarists.
Yeah, okay. So still, okay. Just checking. I just knew some of the dudes were in Bloodbath. I didn't know.
The new guitarist they got from Lick was a really good fit, too. I don't know, have you jammed Lick?
Oh, well, Lick. Yeah. I've just a couple songs, but they're fucking
so good. Female Fatal to the Flesh. Oh, that song, that fucking riff.
I'm not checking them out.
What album you got? What album do you have in your hands right now?
Let me see what this is.
Oh,
what album do I have in here? Is a fucking sick fucking masterpiece of Peruvian black and death metal.
Peruvian?
Anal Vomit.
Anal Vomit.
Oh, look at them. Just hanging out.
Dude, it's like right here. And
Oh, is that the dick one?
Oh my god!
Wow.
You put the dick on the. Oh shit! I can't exit
That-
out soon
that is-
enough. Damn it!
That is a brave man.
Oh,
yeah,
Must have been
it's,
cold that day.
you got to give me a heads up next time.
He's
You dick.
he I bet he must be a grower because he's definitely not a shower.
Stage
Yeah.
fright. Stage fright.
But
The cemetery is
swear,
a
I'm-
frightening place to
the
put
metal-
your penis, I guess.
you know what? Underground metal needs to recognize that your fan base is getting older. We can't keep doing black ink on black, like black on red, because it's so difficult to read. But Demonic Flatulations. This album is so fucking sick. I love.
I mean,
this
I've had
album.
it.
Chris,
I
what's
know,
the
I-
best song off of it?
With that title, come on.
What's the
How
best
can it
song?
be
Del
bad?
Siesto.
What are they, like Sarcophago or something? Or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that really brutal South American.
yeah,
Steel.
Bro, since we're in South America, let me tell you about a band I
Sendero
saw
Siniestro.
earlier this week, which
Oh, dude, Witch Trap. Yeah, I have that
Witch
one.
Trap from Colombia. Yeah,
They're good. I
they
think they have a new album.
Chris,
Don't know
they
them.
were at the Milestone.
Oh,
earlier
really?
this week. Yeah,
At the Milestone. Wow.
yeah.
Oh,
On-
that's the one you were telling me about. You went to that. You said there
Yeah.
might only be like 10 or 15 people there or something.
and there were about 25. So
There
it
you
was a well-attended concert, and we all bought their merch. So you know,
Does
Right
their-
on.
We saw.
Does their frontman
who was
still have,
that
like, a
Sub
really cool
Nogorov that we
mullet?
saw there?
no, we
However
saw.
you pronounce it, I don't know.
No, dude. Oh fuck. God damn it! It's the one from Wisconsin.
Oh, that's
Which-
right. Yeah.
I like. I really like their. But no, it was a killer. They played for like over an hour. Like it was a
Wow.
Monday night, and the show
Wow.
didn't end until 1:30. I was
Holy
happy,
shit!
but also kind of sad because I had
Because you had to
work
get
the
up
next
at
day.
6:30.
Yeah, it was all. I'm not sizing you up until I know there's no dicks in these pictures.
It's
No,
not
it's
that
just-
one.
There- are there-
There's only dick. Only
Are-
one
are
dick
they-
on this album.
How flaccid are they? If they're very flaccid, I'll put you on solo.
No,
this is. It must have
If,
been.
it's, if we're talking like this, it's fine.
It must have been 20 degrees outside when they
Yeah.
when they took that
How,
shot.
how cold
Good luck.
does it get?
I was going to say, good luck finding a 20-degree temperature in Peru,
Yeah.
unless you're up at Machu Picchu or something.
Chris,
I
More to Scold.
also
We saw More to Scold at the Milestone.
More to Scold, that's
More
right.
to Scold. Yeah.
I also like too how there's sort of that like broken English type of wording
Delivery.
like,
Which
for
There-
the band members: Possessor, Axe with 4 strings, Black Vomits, and Bitches.
dude,
That's his role in the band.
which
How old
which
is this?
trap is the same way.
Yeah,
Oh, there
that
you
one.
go. Dude, which dude?
This was the first one I ever got, though.
Oh, I actually I picked up that one too.
Ah, what
But
about
this is going to. I do not have that one.
Sorceress Bitch?
You do not have Sorcerer's
That's what
Bitch.
you set the Witch Trap for, to catch Sorceress Bitch. I don't have that one.
Oh, it's a whole story. So this is their 2012 album. Vengeance is my name. I bought it because of the album cover. Look at that.
That's a
fucking
cool
thing.
album cover.
Here. I want to, because Chris is talking about the liner notes and just how cool South American bands their liner notes are. Well, here's a little mini poster of the album cover. We got the Mastodon destroying people, I guess.
Nice.
Fucking shit up.
Yeah. But then, to me, the cool part is their liner notes, and specifically their credits. Their credits of who is in the band. They're like, Witch Trap is. So Witch Trap is Burning Axe Ripper,
Yeah.
and he plays Mutiny of the Restless Dead and Vows of Revenge. That's his instrument.
What?
Witch Hammer, and if you're wondering what he plays, he plays the Wicked Mad Blacksmith. That's him.
Right.
Nice.
And then
Of
there's
course.
also, don't forget, Enforcer, and his instrument of choice is apparently the Fierce Lash of Vengeance.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
love it. I love it.
And then here is another member of the band under which Trap is. Another member is you, in parentheses, metalhead, follower of
Ooh.
Satan's force.
Thank God.
I'm in the band.
You're the
apparently.
12th. You're the 12th man.
Yeah. But then below that, there's one more member. Do you know who it is?
Who?
Satan.
It's Satan,
Oh,
Commander
wow.
in Chief. That's his member name.
Nice.
See, I got, well, I mean, some slightly different ones on this one. For this one, of course, Burning Axe Ripper is here, but he
Yes,
is known for
good.
black spells, evil curses, and death scimitar.
Oh. So he diversified
But we
a
also
little
have
bit.
Dark Moon, Volcanic Metal Tunes, and Witchhammer Earthquake Boring Machine. So you had a totally different title there, like operating
Wow.
some heavy
Wow.
machinery on
The
there.
Heavy machinery, yeah.
That must be the drummer. Is the
Yeah, that's my guess.
That's
He
those
must have, like, a
giant things that
pickaxe or
bore out
something.
rock. Those giant things that go circularly
yeah.
and bore out
Look like
rocks.
giant- Like Uber chainsaws.
Yeah.
I'm
Awesome.
telling you, if there is one region of the world, South America is they take their death metal serious.
Dude,
down
they
there.
totally
Like
do.
They,
Like-
they
like
take
they're-
all
they're
their metal
crazy.
serious.
when I would go to Maryland Death Fest, if there was someone walking around with a bullet things around, like a bullet belt and a leather jacket in 90-degree weather and wearing combat boots the entire time, you could bet they were from South America.
Yep.
Yep.
They're serious, man. I mean,
Oh,
And yeah, the
Dude, that's why the
bands.
But they
Brazilian
take-
flag get fucking flown at the shows. At
but they
MBF.
take all their metal seriously. Think about how the crowds that Iron Maiden pulled down there, like 140,000 people,
Oh, yeah.
or here's a good example. Porcupine Tree comes back out of nowhere. They played to 14,000 people in fucking Argentina. The last time I saw Porcupine Tree, they played to about 500 people in the U.S. I'm like, how in 09? It's like, what the
Which-
fuck happened there?
In my mind, like that's still pretty good. I'm still boggled over how many people they're pulling currently.
Dude, I don't even
You know?
get it. I don't even
Yeah.
get it at all.
On Instagram, I started following this guy who's a puppeteer, like somewhere in Brazil or something, called Culicio Puppets. And it's really cool what he does. He has this metal guitarist puppet.
I've seen
and-
it.
I've definitely
and then
seen
there's a
him.
mosh
Yeah.
pit of like kids who are like 5 running around with balloons and circles, and the parents are all there, and he's playing Pantera songs. I'm
Nice.
like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I think I saw him do a
Okay.
Slayer song. I was like, man, these kids don't necessarily know what they're listening to right now, but
He's like Angel of Death.
Oh, it's awesome.
it is great. I've seen that dude actually, because all my Facebook friends will tag me in anything weird and metal. Like, have you seen this? Like, there's a good chance I have,
Yeah.
but if I haven't.
I
I'll
think
check it out.
what he does
I don't know.
is
I haven't seen it.
like for one hand he uses it on the fretboard of the puppet, and then the other one does the mouth. But then it's cool just the way he does it, because
So is he
I really
playing
like
the
what he
guitar
does.
or is it pre-recorded?
It's pre-recorded. Like it's a backing
Yeah.
track, but he's like synced up with the vocals, or
Yeah.
synced up with the vocals, and this hand's on the puppet's guitar. And I
Never
think it's
saw
got
that.
red hair too.
Yeah.
Yep, and sunglasses, and it just makes it bang his head, and he moves around, gyrates. Like
It's awesome. He kind of
It
looks
is.
like maybe like a Dimebag Daryl, like with the guitar. I think it's kind of like that. But
Nice. I haven't seen that though. That's a new one to me. What's the matter?
we get an echo.
Hello? Yeah, I hear a tiny little echo. You guys hearing it?
No, no, we
Hello?
can't hear you.
Hello?
man, who's
Can't
this
hear me.
dude, the Bio Knight, who's been just like? I feel bad because no one's responding to him. Like, we're not ignoring you, Bio Knight.
Hey, can you not hear me, Nick?
I can hear you. I can't hear Drunken.
Oh.
Sorry, I just got a.
Here
I got
Did
a
you get it?
weird. I got a weird echo in my headphones, so I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm
Sorry.
wondering if it's you.
It might.
Me?
I think that was me. Like literally, it popped up out of nowhere. I was trying to charge my phone in my computer. So
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Because then, if you have your phone, if your microphone is on your phone, then that's
It's-
picking up a signal.
but it's
picking up a
not. I
loop.
have a separate microphone over here.
Well, here, I'll pop out and pop back in. See,
All right. I'm gonna put
It's
these
not
away.
him, it's me. So I'm gonna pop out and pop back in because I think it's me. I don't think it's Jeff.
All right.
Just plug in your fucking phone into it fucks everything up.
Dude, I mean, honestly, whenever I'm ripping CDs, if I have my phone like on the fucking my computer desk, it'll pick up. Like I'll get like feedback from it going through my speakers, so I always keep my phone off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, man. Yeah, tonight was Marty. They were talking about Perdition Temple.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got these because I have their 4 albums, and this one is cool. Because this is a double CD where it has like the alternate version of the album.
I have
And
that.
I had a
someone's level
separate
is up really
stream
high.
that went live in my headphones that I was
You had
listening
something
to.
going on then.
I had it was me. It wasn't. Yeah.
Did you have the YouTube open? Because that'll do it. If you have a
So
YouTube
I had
version.
like a separate browser window that
That's
had the
what it-
stream going
that's what it
without
was.
realizing it,
That's what
but it was
the whole
like
time.
inactive, and I accidentally activated it.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's
So,
what it was. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I mean, you didn't hear it. It was just me, but I was literally
No,
hearing
I heard,
everything.
but no, I think it was affecting me because I think when I came on, because you had that open, even though
Okay.
it wasn't active, I think it was creating a loop because I hear no echo now at all on my
Okay.
end either. So.
Well, sorry about that, guys.
That's cool.
we're good now.
I'm gonna go
Hey.
put these away. Go grab a smoke. I'll be
I
right
have
back.
a question for you, Nick, before you run. Which do you have all the Forbidden albums?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have like green or I have like the first 2 and then the last one.
Okay, so you don't have Distortion then. The
Nope.
third one. Okay.
Yeah, those.
Man,
those
I
are
want
hard to
that
find.
one. Well, I've got green. I found one for cheap, and man, Distortion is so goddamn hard to find. I'm like, I'm hoping Logan runs into it at a.
Goodwill.
Of course,
Give me some
of course,
time.
he's not going to give it to me when he
No.
realizes. Oh shit!
I'll hold on to it.
So talking
Oh,
about
dude, Grave
South
Desecrator.
American bands that take metal, see Grave Desecrator.
Yep,
These
Ooh.
guys are fucking sick, man.
I got a couple.
Are we-
other
are we
albums.
pulling South
It's
American
pretty
bands
fucking
now?
gnarly.
Here,
I have
let
virtually
me
no
let me go
South
pull a
American
South
bands.
American band real quick
Yeah.
or 2.
I got nothing. Sorry.
I need to
They have a
organize.
lot of fun down there. It's as you said, they have a lot of fun down there. Give me a second.
Take it fucking serious, man. That serious as a heart attack with their metal. I know some stuff, but I just don't own any of it. Cenotaph, that's it.
Man, and the thing too is like the women are into it. Like the women,
Yeah,
they're into metal.
that's true. You don't
They're
see that
hot.
as much. You don't see that as much here in the States. You see it a little bit in Europe. There are a lot of Norwegian and Norwegian. The what do they call those? The 3 Sweden and Norway and Baltic are they called? Baltic countries? I think they're called the Baltic countries. Those countries take it serious, and you got like German women seem to get into the metal stuff, but you just don't see it in the States, man. I mean, if you see metal, if you see chicks, and I hate to be that guy, but
It's true though.
but yeah, if you see chicks at metal shows, generally they're with a boyfriend that dragged them along, or they're into it, and they're either tatted or they're pierced or they're pretty, kind of scary looking.
Right.
Not the like. Okay, good example is they're the kind of girls that were like at the autopsy show at Maryland Death Fest. I mean, if you know about, if you know, you know. But like, I mean, you just don't see a lot of women in America. They're usually more into alternative rock or, you know what I mean? More, and you'll see a lot at Metallica, of course, because Metallica isn't really a metal band anymore.
I mean, you'll see a lot of chicks at like, say like
Bonnaroo or
like metal shows that are on the cusp of being underground.
right.
I mean, something like Baroness and whatever. That's just pop music, you know.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
something that is like, because there are, underground labels that really are kind of like, you know, if they're being pushed by Pitchfork and Decibel and stuff, then you're going to see a lot of broads at the show. But like the real underground stuff, it's just total sausage party. But but I kind of like it that way too, you know. Like,
the show I saw the most chicks at that I've gone to, it wasn't like a more of a mainstream show. You know, well, for example, Rush shows back in the 80s, you just never saw any women there at all.
Yeah.
But at the end, by the end, there were women that were going to the show because Rush became more cool. But the one show that I went to that I saw a lot of women at was Anathema and Alcest. Alcest opened for them.
Oh, okay. Alcest,
and the Alcest thing was a real, that was where, dude, that was like 50% women. And they all left after Alcest left.
Yeah.
And Alcest was like the middle band. And then Anathema came out and it was like a third of the people there. It was all dudes, you know, for the most part.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know what band I saw? Which was essentially, it was Revenge of the Metal Girlfriend, basically.
What? No,
Revenge of the Metal, dragging all the metal guys to a show.
Oh, they drugged their boyfriends.
They drugged the boyfriends. I was one of them.
What was that?
Twin Temple. Do you know if you know who they are?
I don't even know who they are. No.
They're a satanic doo-wop band.
Ah.
So yeah. So they play like this 50s doo-wop music and stuff, but it's all about worshiping Satan and stuff, and
that's hysterical.
It's all very matrilineal red.
Is it tongue in cheek or real? Like they're serious?
I mean, it's tongue in cheek.
Oh,
they
okay.
present it as real as they possibly can, but you know they're bullshitting the whole time.
Right,
for sure. But
just a gimmick.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a gimmick, but it was a show that me and my girlfriend could go to together that, you know, she wanted to go to. I was like, yeah, it's a show, let's go. And it was just the same across the board. It was all these couples of like these girls who are like, you know, minor goth, and like all these metalhead guys were just like,
I'll bet any money though, if you go to a fucking Epica or Within Temptation or Gathering show, you're gonna see a lot of women there, and that's just not my thing. I just don't do the Beauty and Beast stuff. I just don't like it at all.
I'd rather do the satanic doo-wop, honestly, because it was it was actually entertaining, like because they had like you know, fake ceremonies and like a bunch of, it was basically like a Behemoth show except without the blast beats and Nurgle, you know,
and the seriousness.
And the over seriousness, yeah.
I mean, there are some things where I feel like one thing I've always hated is I hate hearing a saxophone in metal. Like there
were no saxophones.
I hate brass in metal. It's just something I never want to hear. But then also just the idea of doo-wop in metal is something else that I just never want to hear. Like, you're not going to convince. I don't need to hear it to know that I hate it. And you don't need to try to convince me.
Yeah, don't worry. I will never send you a link, Chris. You'll be safe.
I like the 50s doo-wop, the real doo-wop from the 50s or 40s, where it's actual real doo-wop. But yeah, it doesn't belong in metal. Now, I will say, Chris, have you ever heard the album? I think it's called Enamarata or Emerita from Isan Solo.
No.
He's got some wicked sax in there that's way off. It's all over the place. It's very weird. It's a very experimental, proggy metal album. It's kind of Nick. How about Isan Solo stuff? Do you have a lot of that?
Oh yeah, I have like almost all of it now.
What's the one with the sax? Enamarata, Errata Mania. I don't know what it's called. It's a weird name.
Did Emerata have it? Because I want to say Arctis had it too.
Arctis might have, but I don't have that one. I stopped at Enamarata. I just didn't.
Oh, Emerata's amazing.
I think it's fucking killer, man. Those
After might be one of my favorites, though.
After's great, and there's another one called something Brucken.
Well, the only one I heard by Isan is just the one with the broad getting a haircut on the cover.
No, that's Peccadum.
Now I kind of like that one. I've never been an Emperor. I've never really liked Emperor.
No,
Um,
then you're not going to dig a lot. Yeah, you're
But-
thinking of something else though, Chris. That's not Isan. That's
Oh, that's Ulver,
that's his-
isn't it?
no, it's his. That's over.
Oh, that is
Oh,
over.
yeah.
That's
over.
the assassination one, right?
The
Isn't that
assassination
of
of-
Julius
okay,
Caesar.
all right.
Yes. Well,
I
no,
like
it's
the first.
no, it's not that one either. It's the
Oh.
last one they put out. Fuck,
think
I
that's
can't
right.
remember the name of Joan of Arc. Something about Joan of Arc. It's actually a still from the movie Joan of Arc from 1928.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought you were actually thinking, Chris, of the band that he has with his wife. Isan's wife and him have a band called Picadum. Picadum.
See, I've never jammed that one.
It's very gothy and it's all right. It's I don't know. It's all
So-
right. I don't love it.
If we jump back to the South American bands, is that the antidote to Isan?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I got nothing, so I'm nothing
Do you guys know
on
this
South
one?
America.
I don't know if I know that. That's a
Chris, do you know
wicked
this one?
cover.
That's cool on the cover though.
That
He-
is Weapon, right?
No, I do
No.
have that one too. This is Diafago.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
Satan Alpha Omega. This shit is crazy.
I have one
And
Diafago album.
It's once again, it's the same thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Ooh,
See,
look at
again,
these
they're
dudes.
wearing bullets.
Look at these
and-
dudes.
Well, one major difference though. No
What?
dicks.
No dicks.
Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
dicks are
I'm
kept
so
holstered.
we're only showing dicks now,
Yeah. South
Oh, my
American
bad.
dicks, preferably.
specifically.
That's an odd
Unless-
kink you got
unless-
there.
Trying to measure.
Unless, of course, you have a
A
edition of
typo
Play-
negative album?
Yeah, the typo negative Playboy all hanging around. I think Chris would like to see that again.
Dude,
I
I have-
still just the image of that massive dog, Peter.
We're
See, I
done
knew-
on the dong.
I knew
Why'd
I could
you
get
bring
him
it
to
up,
say it if
Jeff?
I brought it up.
That thing's a jackhammer. I mean, that thing. Okay, so
That
while
thing.
we're talking about husband wife bands, here's
Oh.
one I got. The order I just got from
I
Hell's
thought we were trying to get off
Headbangers.
of it.
I got this for $3. I threw it in because it was $3. Funerus, Festering Earth, and it's
Oh.
what's his name from Incantation?
John
John
McKenty.
McKenzie, yeah.
McKenzie.
That's his ex-wife now.
Ex-wife,
Yeah.
yeah. Because trust me, Logan, when we saw them in Greenville, that Asian chick he was making out with,
We
definitely
saw
not
we
the woman
saw
in the liner
in
notes here.
the current wife or
Yeah,
girlfriend.
she does
or
like
whatever.
all sorts of interesting art, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
So, but this one is definitely really cool. It's kind of like doomy death metal. I played it a few times. I like it. I'll definitely listen to it again.
The second one's good too. Hold on here. Which one? The album cover for it's fucking gross. Reduced to Sludge.
It's green, right? Isn't it kind of green?
It's kind of like a
Like green sludge.
violish yellow brown.
Oh, okay.
It's a gross looking cover. But yeah, I have Festering Earth. Festering Earth's a badass album. They were supposed to be at MDF, but they dropped off.
Yeah, don't know
Hmm.
them either.
Well,
Yeah,
In North Carolina,
that
we're
Asian
lucky.
girl he was making out with at that show, man. He was all
Dude.
up in that. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, Brian
if
knows.
you follow him on Instagram, it's same thing. But we're lucky in North Carolina. The dude is local to Greensboro, which I think is why we've been getting so many killer like death metal shows and stuff in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I guess
It's
our boy
because-
Brian's not going to jump in. He's just
No, he said he was just gonna be in the chat from time to
Okay.
time. So,
Okay.
which there he is, yeah. Reduced to sludge rules. So there's
Wait,
haven't seen him in a while.
who's local to North Carolina?
John McCanty. He's
Is
in
that where he
the
lives?
Greensboro area.
Yeah, he lives.
Oh, really?
down there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Remember, I was trying to get you to go to that one Carolina Massacre Fest.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
that fest a couple months
That's
ago in June.
that's
I think it was.
specifically because he is there in Greensboro, North Carolina. Otherwise, it would not happen. Which, by the way, they've announced the first couple bands
They're doing another
for
one.
2023. He's bringing it back.
Nice.
Let me see if I can pull it up. It's only like
He seems like a cool guy.
4.
Well, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
So just a little bit of background. I just moved to Chicago from Charlotte
Mhm.
this past summer, and Charlotte is a show desert. Like there might be.
It's not awful,
No, it is awful.
dude. I just saw Witch Trap. I just showed you. I just saw Witch
Yeah,
Trap.
and
Yeah,
how
but
many,
compared
well, you know
to-
what
yeah,
though? Now
compared to-
there are
compared
some
to
shows
Chicago, it's
stopping
awful.
in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Compared
It's
to
like
Philly
all
or
the-
Chicago or
Well,
Detroit.
why are we
or-
comparing it to Philly or Chicago?
Well, it's
Well,
just
it's a big city. Charlotte's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Fine.
It
You're
is.
right. Yeah.
Shows in Charlotte is like bands usually either play in Asheville or they are in Raleigh, which
And they
is
do.
2 hours east or west, but it's always on a weeknight.
Mm-hmm.
Bands on occasion, like maybe, but also one of the venues where like when Decibel would stop by, or in Charlotte, it's one of the lamest corporate venues ever. Like you wouldn't want to go to the show just because the corporate venue is so awful.
There you go,
And-
Brian. Brian just laid some knowledge on you.
Yeah.
Well,
But
two
one
of his
second,
favorite
let me
bands.
respond.
Weed Eater and what's the other one? The
Of the
Obsessed.
Obsessed.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw that. Okay, so Weed Eater play there all the
A
time.
lot, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, because
He's
they're
from North
from
Carolina.
they're from North Carolina.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, and
They're local.
Melvins are playing there, or they might have already just played.
They did. They played earlier in the month.
You know what though?
on a
Think-
weeknight.
Think about this though. Nick, you're what, an hour from Detroit, right?
About an hour from
Okay,
Detroit, hour and a half
Cleveland
or
about
so from
2,
Cleveland.
right? Roughly 2 hour and a half, right? I'm 3 hours from New York. I'm an hour and 20 from Philly, and I'm an hour from Baltimore. 3 central hubs that most bands play.
Yeah.
But imagine living in fucking Mississippi or Alabama
Yeah,
or Arizona.
I lived in Mississippi
New
for a year.
Mexico. Like nobody plays those places. Every now and again, Phoenix will get shows, but they tend to skip those places. Or Idaho. Who the fuck goes to Idaho? Hardly anybody.
This one, it could
Or
be
Montana.
worse.
What's that?
I lived in Mississippi for a year,
Yeah,
and I saw one show. It was fucking Hatebreed
yeah.
in New Orleans. That was the one
Yeah.
show I actually went to the year I lived
That's
in
what I'm
Mississippi.
getting at,
So
man. I mean, if you're,
it can be worse. I
it
think.
can be worse. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've been very fortunate because I'm central to 3 major, huge cities that I
Yeah.
can go to, and I've seen shows in all those places, and it's like, and there's Pittsburgh too. If I really
We
want to
got
travel
Maya.
over to, hey Maya, Pittsburgh. If I really want to go out there, I sometimes,
Did you find out what the lineup was for the show, though?
Just the first couple
Oh,
bands
sorry.
they announced.
Yeah, I'm kind of
So here's what we have so far. We have Possessed
Oh, whoa!
playing in Greensboro, North Carolina. Come on, that's big. Aggression, if you guys know Aggression,
Is that the
I've heard of
Canadian
them.
band? That's
the
Montreal
thrash,
band.
the thrash band. Yeah,
Montreal. Yeah.
At War and
Okay.
Druid Lord.
Druid Lord's awesome.
They are awesome. I would love to see Druid Lord for sure. And yeah, I don't know. Could be cool.
When is that supposed to take place?
May 5th and 6th next year.
Oh, it's
So-
in May.
It's in May. So they're doing it slowly. The announcements, I guess.
I mean, I could definitely probably come down for that. I mean, I can work
Dude, Chris,
remote if
come
I
back.
need to.
Yeah.
I'll be getting back from Denver like not long after that, so I don't know if I'll be able to make that be like back-to-back long travels. But yeah,
When is your show? April, right?
20th through the 23rd of April.
Where?
So what
guys-
is that, Nick?
That's the Denver Death Fest thing that
So
we've been scouting bands for
Yeah.
and shit. And
How close are you to unleashing lineups?
according to John, not far. Like he got back in touch with everyone's all right. We need to make some announcements here soon. There was the the hiccup about changing venues because
Right.
the first venue wanted to charge the 20% merch fee, and I was like, no, that's no fucking way.
oh, I'm glad you guys avoided that one.
You found a
for
place
sure.
that isn't doing that? I'm shocked.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
Mission Ballroom in
Wow.
Denver, I think is the name of it. But they said they're not charging a merch fee, which I mean that's good. They might take a little bit more off the tickets, and of course they'll make money at the fucking bar. But as long as they're not taking from the bands directly,
Right.
I think that's the thing.
yeah, that's
Boy,
just
this week-
fucking shitty.
This weekend, I wish I was out in San Francisco, man, or I wish I was healthy and could fly and could go out there because I would go out for that Bay Area Interthrational show with that Craig Cicero put together with all the dudes. Like it's 3/4 of Forbidden, so it's Mark on Mark. What's his name? Herrera? No, not shit. What's his name? Damn it. Herrera, right?
I can't think
I
of
don't
it
know,
all.
so what is it? I'm not familiar with it. Which
Well,
what's the
you
name
know
of
who
the show?
Craig Cicero is, right? He was
Yeah,
in
from Forbidden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he put together this thing to play in Eindhoven at the Dynamo Festival. It's called Bay Area Inner Thrashional, and it's for example, it had Rob Cavastani, Phil Demmel, Matt Camacho, Will Carroll, Mark Asageda, Howard Orman. It was like a who's who of thrash, except for the super big names. Well, what they're doing is
they just play covers and stuff.
Yeah, they're playing. What they're doing is they're playing covers of all the major big Bay Area thrash bands. So Slayer, Exodus, Testament, all those bands. But the deal was that the players cannot play their own songs. So, for example, if they're playing an Exodus song, Gary Holt can't play and Steve Zetro can't play. Has to be other other musicians doing the rendering. So, like they did Trapped Under Ice and Randy Bly, or what's his name? Is that his name? Randy
from Lamb of God.
Randy Blythe.
And then they did a Death Angel song, and Asageda and Cavastani could play. But the one that they're doing in San Francisco on Halloween night, I think it's Halloween Eve. So Saturday night, is that Saturday night or Sunday night?
Saturday. No, wait, no, it'd be Sunday.
Sunday night. Actually, it is Saturday night, the 30th. They're doing it. They're having a lot more like major. Chris Contos is in it. I got a feeling that the guys from that some of the Exodus guys are going to show up and play. Some of the Testament guys are going to show up and play because they're off tour now and they're in the area. They're not. They're leaving all the special guest announcements. They kind of gave you the thumbnail of the house band, basically. But then there's going to be all these people that are going to be jumping in, and they're having like a con. And this is great. They're having a fucking.
Is it a costume contest or something?
Yeah, costume contest. Best Paul Bailoff wins prize package and gets to come up on stage. The other thing they're doing is they're giving away 2 really nice Dean guitars that are signed by everybody that did the thing. And then they were, I don't know if they're still taking submissions for Seek and Destroy vocals. You could sing along to a record, or you could sing with your band or whatever. If you won, you get 2 free tickets. You get to get up on the stage and sing with them and do Seek and Destroy with the band at the show. I think once they announce the winner, you're going to get to rehearse with them like at the sound check. But the thing is, if say you live in Philly, say it was me that won, which it's not going to be, but say it was me, I'd have to get out there, and then they would and find a place to stay. But like seriously, man, like I could have. With my buddy Chuck, he lives right fucking 15 minutes from the venue. I could have fucking stayed out there, but unfortunately, I just can't travel. Not that kind of thing. Not the way things are going with me. So yeah, that would be fucking fun.
It does sound like a fun show.
That does sound like fun.
Yeah. Especially around the Halloween
yeah,
time.
Dude, someone better bring a 2x4. That's all I'm saying.
Right. 2x4 and a pair of shears to cut off. Didn't you ever hear the stories about Bailoff?
Yep.
Like if you showed up in a rat shirt, he'd cut your fucking
right there, tied around the wrist. Like this is fucking mine now, you fucking poser fuck.
Yeah, that would have been. That had to have been fun. Like Dennis, you guys know Dennis. You know Dennis, right? He grew up in the Bay Area, so he was at all those shows, man. Like he told us one night that he showed us the original Autopsy demo for Severed Survival, I guess, or before Severed Survival. He bought it right from Ryford, New Ryford, and has the Legacy demo that he got from Peterson, and just that's crazy when you think about it. It's like, God, man, I was in the wrong coast when I grew up.
It's crazy.
Good stuff, though.
Yeah.
Fun.
I definitely saw I saw a live show on YouTube of it was Slayer, Exodus, and Venom. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. It was like from 1985.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was the right energy. It was like heavy metal parking lot energy, except just only dudes.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
that's-
you know that would have been the time to go to a show back when you could tailgate and you could drink beer out of a bottle
Yeah,
and do drugs in the crowd and
I did, man. I did.
Oh,
I did
man.
quite a few, man. I mean, that I will say that the heavy metal parking lot, I believe, was from '84, right?
Yep.
Or was it
Yeah.
'85? So I'd have been a senior that year.
I want to jump his bones.
Yeah,
Best
and I
luck
mean
with
that
that, man.
was. Well, wait a minute. Was it '80? What
I wanna say it was
Priest album was it
84.
for?
I think
I swear it was.
I think it was
Wasn't it Defenders?
'86.
I'm
Wasn't
wondering
it
if was
Defenders of the
86
Faith?
too.
Scream for Vengeance, wasn't it? So
I'm
maybe it was.
I
wondering
thought it
if
was
it was-
Defenders of the
Oh,
Faith.
you're right. It was. You're right. It was either Defender. No, I think he's right. I think it was Screaming.
Oh,
think it
okay.
was.
So, well, that would be like 82 then, right?
86. 86 was heavy
Oh,
metal.
it was
Park.
'86. You were right.
Which
Chris,
is
and that's-
Defenders of the Faith.
Okay. So no, it's not. It's Turbo. Turbo was '86.
Oh shit, is it?
Yeah,
Well, when
Turbo was '86.
God
Yep.
damn it.
Yep. And here's how I know. I was at that show in Philadelphia, my first pre-show with Dokken opening. Dokken was on Back for the Attack. No, not Back for the
Oh.
Attack. The one before it, Unchain the Night. And you're right. That
You're right.
Chris, you were right. That is
84
86.
is Defenders.
Yes, 84 is Defender.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
when I lived in Maryland, that like
Cap
that-
Center. Cap Center.
Oh yeah, everyone knows heavy metal parking lot.
Yeah. And that the
Autobahn,
reason that I
Baltimore would show it all
identified
the time.
the reason I identify so much with it is that easily could have been me. I was at that show and I'd have been 86, I'd have been 20. I wasn't quite legal, but that didn't stop me. We had beers in the car. I don't know if I was smoking weed back then. I don't think I smoked much weed back then, but I drank like a fucking idiot and drove like an idiot, a lot like an idiot. Pretty sure
Would you been the dude wearing the all like zebra print outfit?
Hell yes. Yes, and my hair would have been about this long, maybe not quite. And I may have had a curly perm at that time. I'm not saying for sure. It's possible. That's all I'll say.
There's a picture out there.
I
I'm
would
looking at it right now.
I would have been. Who was the guy who was like, what was it? They call me something, and then he talks about taking a toke.
Oh, those guys are great. Did you guys see the follow up though? There's a follow up by
Yeah.
the guys that did it, and they found several of the people that were in the video. They
Oh, yeah.
actually located them on Facebook. And I'm not gonna lie, man. The girl that's in there, the pretty hot one. Do you remember her with the long brown hair with the boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
This is not going
The white
well, I feel
jacket?
like.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
This is not
I
going
think that
well.
was her. She had long brown hair.
Yeah, well,
White-
she was more. Or what? Oh wait,
But
maybe
she-
it was the chick that had the
Let me-
like the
if-
sports bra.
She was with the boyfriend. It was all clingy with the boyfriend.
Was she the 13-year-old? And he
No,
was
no,
like,
no,
yeah, she's
no.
only 13.
No, she was like 17, 16. She's my
Oh
age.
Christ!
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. You see her now, like 2 or 3 years ago, she is fucking phenomenal looking still.
Wow.
Like she's in her early 50s and she's rocking. She still looks amazing.
I did
I
not
don't-
think you were going to say that. Honestly,
I don't think she married that guy that's in the parking lot thing, but she might have. I don't- if you look up follow up to the heavy metal
All right,
parking lot.
I'm gonna
watch
see
that
if.
tonight.
How do
I'm
I
actually
share
gonna do
my
that,
screen? Where's the share your screen thing?
Ask Nick. He might know. I don't know how to do that.
I rarely ever use that.
This
and
is a new one for me. Let me see if I can figure it out.
I'm looking.
Oh, I'm trying
follow-
to think of who that one guy was who was like, yeah,
Weasel or something like that.
my
Weasel?
name is Graham, like Graham of weed or something.
Yeah, I remember the dude you're talking about. It was fucking funny, man. Look on there. It's pretty simple. I don't think it's too complicated in your.
Is it one of these layouts? Like, do I do?
No, it's not the layout stuff. It's look under more.
I wonder if Heavy Metal Parking Lot is in the public domain, because that would be a good live stream to do where we just do commentary over it while it's
That's a good
playing.
question. That's a good question. I don't.
I have the movie. I have a DVD
Oh,
copy.
do you? Did you buy
Yeah.
a copy of it?
Oh, dude, I bought it years ago. I was like, dude, I know. Give me this.
Yeah, they went to the one guy's house who features There's two guys that feature prominently. One of them is one Chris was talking about that was with the 13-year-old. And here we go.
Oh, there it is. I found
Nope.
it.
Well, kinda. Oh, there we go.
that-
Yeah, that's
Look at this
him.
guy.
That's
the
him.
zebra dude.
Yeah, zebra dude. But they found him.
Is that the chick? Is that or where's the chick?
No, it's not her.
No,
Go down. Let me
Oh,
see.
look at this guy right here with the
Not
fucking.
him. Hit some more. Hit a few more pics.
Scroll down a little bit. I know.
I
I
think
scroll
that's
down
a
to like
grab
the
right
window
there.
open.
DC
scroll down, I'll
101. Oh man.
Oh wait,
Oh,
Is that-
this chick right? That look at this chick.
No,
No,
it's
she
not
looks
her.
older,
it's not her. She has the big hair though,
dude. Nice ZZ Top shirt, by the way.
which they
right?
all had back then.
Afterburner.
Scroll down a
Afterburner.
minute.
Yeah.
Logan. Oh wait,
All right.
it could. What's this one here with the white top? That's
Right
her
here?
right there. That's her. No, that was
Right
her.
here?
The one. Go back.
What?
Go
I
back.
don't know
there.
what I'm going back to.
Right
The
next
brown
to
hair?
that picture.
Oh,
with the brown
this
hair.
her right here.
No. She has a
Oh.
black top on. She has brown hair. She's okay. Stop there. Top row, far
Left.
right.
Right. No,
Oh,
the one
it's
says
our
movie
left.
night. There he is. That one.
There it is. That one right
Her?
there.
Yeah.
Dude, she's fine as hell. If you see her now, she's fine as hell. She did not marry that guy, but she is beautiful.
Is that her with the boyfriend right there?
That's her. That's not the guy she married, though. That's her boyfriend in the show or in the movie, but that's
in
not who she
the
married.
show.
Yeah, she married a dude that is a musician, and he
episode.
was he's a guitar player, and he's pretty fucking good.
Look at these dudes though. They're
I'd have been one of those fucking
different,
retards.
different crew of people.
I'd have been one of
and-
those guys.
And there we go.
that was great
that was
stuff.
yeah.
That was great stuff back then, man. I mean, that's you can't beat that shit, man. It's so
Different
cool.
era.
It was. Well, not for you guys definitely, but not for me. I was
Okay,
you know,
you're right.
I
For
lived
me,
it. We had
it
a-
seems like that.
We had a fair amount of tailgating of like Ozfest '97. Like
Mhm.
we were, I mean, teenagers drinking in the fucking parking lot. We snuck in a bunch of fucking weed just in cigarettes because we like took the time to hollow out all the Marlboro Reds in a
Oh.
pack, stuff
Come
them,
back in.
and that way it's like, oh, it's just fucking cigarettes. We're cool. Left
I
the
wanna-
filters
I
on them,
wanna-
of course, and then broke them off when we were fucking ripping
Oh
them.
yeah.
But
I want to apologize to Maya for using the word chick and babes, and she's smoking hot. But we're still guys at the core of
Yeah.
everything. So
Oh.
I mean, it was back in the fucking
Sorry.
'80s. Like, a lot of dude bro energy.
a lot
Yeah,
of dude
definitely.
bro energy.
We
Lot
were
of
just
big,
channeling
lot of,
the
lot of
dude
big
bro
dick energy back then.
Yeah.
Man. That was that was the thing. You went
Oh
there.
man,
to-
that would have been awesome.
It was fun.
It
It
was,
was fun.
I mean,
fun.
like, I think the energy is still there. It's just different. Like, I mean, honestly, like, are you going to shows in Detroit now? Everyone's fucking smoking weed. Like,
Oh, of
the
course.
fact that it's recreational
it's
now,
all, but it's legal pretty much now. Even though they can
that
stop
totally
smoking.
fucks with me still. Like, watch it. Like,
Yeah.
because there'll be like just cops sitting out there, just like, oh, how's it going? Like, hey, how's it going, man? What's
Well,
up?
That Nick, great point. Because my second show was 1980, February 1980 in Houston, and I was 15, and it was the first time I smoked weed. And that's not true. I might have smoked weed a little earlier. I think it was the first time I smoked weed at a concert. And I'll never forget, you had to be very cagey because the usher saw you, boom, out you went. I mean, and I remember smoking it during fucking Prelude for Cygnus X1 Book 2 for Hemispheres.
Holy
And
shit.
just
That's crazy.
mind blowing.
That's
I was
crazy.
So stoned, man. So stoned.
I was stoned at my first show too. That was like about the. I was within like the first 10 times I ever got high, but that was Metallica and COC at the Palace, and
Oh.
yeah, we
COC.
snuck in a fucking bowl and we're just fucking packing them, just getting.
Wait, that was
fucking
your
ripped.
first show?
That was my first show in '96.
So, how old were you?
God. I'm gonna say 17. 17 sounds 17.
So
or
you went on your own.
16?
You didn't have your parents with you.
No. I went with a buddy from high school. He was my buddy that turned me on to like a bunch of other heavy shit, like Pantera, Sepultura, Slayer, Megadeth. Yeah,
See, I went with my mom to my first show. Well, actually, it was the next door neighbor's parents. They took us to see Kiss in '79. That was my first show, and then Rush was second. Then the Rush show I went by myself. With my buddy Carlos, and he's the one that had the weed, which was pretty fucking rad. If you're allowed.
So the first concert, like
What's that?
first concert or show There's
That's a fair
there's a
point.
difference.
That's a fair point.
Concert?
My first concert, I was a little kid and I saw Rick Springfield with my hands.
Jesse's girl.
But my first rock concert was Van Halen when they were
Oh.
touring for I think it was for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. It was Van Hagar era. And it was when they were touring for the live album that they put out after Carnal Knowledge.
Might hear right now, whatever that's called.
Yeah, and that's where I caught a second hand high because people were smoking weed, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh my god,
That's a big regret of mine, man. I only saw the Van Hagar era, and I could have gone to see the Roth era for '84. I'd have been a senior in high school, and I didn't. I don't know why I didn't go, man, but I just didn't, and I ended up seeing 5150. It was all right. I mean, Eddie was
Not quite the
Eddie,
same.
and he was amazing, but I was never a big Van Hagar guy. Just I don't know.
Well, Maya's question, I think it depends on the state you're in.
Yeah.
does.
So this one, like, tailgating is still a thing. I mean, everyone tailgates all the time everywhere. I mean, is it legal? I don't know.
Technically, no.
Do they
Probably.
care?
Does it
Most
happen?
states
Yes. Yeah.
To have open containers, technically no. For example, if you go into the parking lot and drink in there, the venue could come out with their police people.
They could.
and ask you. But what are they going to do? Like ask every single person there to leave, and everyone's just going to close their thing up and start drinking the minute they walk away. Anyways, that's a losing battle type thing. You can't
Well,
Exactly.
At Maryland Death Fest, man, you could tailgate. We would park our car under the bridge and tailgate all day, smoke outside, and it's like no one's there to fight or to get in trouble, and it's generating so much revenue for the city.
They're not going
You
to
know, it's like seriously.
The
It's
only
one of
thing
those don't ask, don't tell. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a very American thing. Is don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, I mean, dude, all Maryland Death Fest, man. It's not a recreational state, but I mean, they were smoking weed every fucking 5 seconds. Like, dude, the dude we ran into, our buddy Lev, he was like a walking dispensary. He just had a backpack full of fucking weed, and there's security checks. They just open up and like, that's fine. I don't even give
that
shit.
was
Yeah.
good. Wow.
Dude, yeah,
Wow. Well, I feel like that's different
he
though.
smoked
That's
fucking
okay.
John
And then you
about
get past-
retarded, dude. Like, he was just like, how you doing, John? Like, oh, yeah. Like, dude, he got him fucking good. I was like, dude, he just kept it. Would you like to try this train? I was like, sure. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, how? Like, because I literally, like, every security check, you see the dudes open up the bag, like, all right, just making sure you don't have that. Like, they're just looking for, like, guns and shit. I think that's it.
Now,
Yeah.
the one thing, though, to tell Maya, though, that in the states that's gotten much more rigid, certainly than it used to be, is that pretty much every state and
Your mic's getting a little muffled. We can
Yeah,
barely hear
we
you.
can't hear you too well,
I'm like,
Jeff.
so can you hear me?
No, you're still kind of quiet.
Really? How about now?
It's about the same.
What the fuck is going on now?
Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. You're
Well, there you go.
Now,
There you go. You're
You know?
loud now. Oh, yeah.
I think the connector thing with the thing is getting worn and it's not making contact right. But yeah, the one thing to say about smoking used to be legal in most venues, like cigarette smoking, not weed smoking, but cigarette smoking. And now, man, they'll hammer you out right away if you
Mhm.
Yep.
use cigarettes. Because what'll happen is, as opposed to maybe 30 years or 20 years ago where nobody would say anything, like people would just kind of be like, now everybody's diming you out. It's like, I don't smoke cigarettes, so it doesn't matter. But now people are like, yo, this guy's smoking, I mean, you can get away with weed smoking in a venue a lot easier than you can cigarettes, man.
And most people are vaping it now, too.
A lot of these,
And that's true.
Yeah.
A lot of these more corporate venues, like
Yeah.
any venue owned by Live Nation, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like
The
in the
Fillmore-
parking lot, you're fine.
Yep.
But if you try to get into the venue itself, you can't bring anything in. I mean, you fucking have like a
Oh.
little, a handbag or some
Oh
shit.
yeah, you
or
can't even bring a
vape
water.
Or
You can't even bring an unopened bottle of water in because
Yeah.
they'll make you throw it out, and they want you to buy their $8 bottle of water.
So this is why support your local shitty venues. Because
Yep.
Chris, do you know the one thing I like about Milestone? I'll fucking have a 6-pack of beer out in my car. I'll buy a PBR there, chug that, go to my car, take one of those beers, just slide it into the pocket, walk in,
Mm-hmm.
you're fine.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
Milestone. They're not patting you down.
They don't pat
No
you
one's
down,
there
they're
to
nothing.
fight.
They and you just bring whatever you want to in there, basically, and
All
just
the
enjoy the
times-
show.
As many shows and
You know?
festivals as I've been to, the only time that there's a fight is it's usually a crusty who is fucked up and starts a fight with someone. Just some fucking train hopping crusty.
Yeah, see,
Ooh.
they don't in Japan. They smoking's still a thing, man.
See,
In
so
the States,
That never
this-
happens. I just smell like beer.
sadly, I mean, the reality, and Nick, I'm not picking on you, but I know you're the one cigarette smoker of us, and the reality of it is most people in the States just fucking hate cigarette smokers.
Yep. Well, I
They
mean,
just
they
don't-
just go outside,
Yeah.
which I don't have an issue with. Like, it's generally like in between bands, like, all right, I'll just go squeeze in a smoke and come back in, do some merch looking, and then bam, next band.
Yeah, I mean, and on the fight thing, you don't see that hardly ever at big venues because they've got a lot of security around. But I've seen at the outdoor thing where it's a GA type audience, I've seen them. I remember there was a fucking ferocious fight at the this would have been 83 Motley Crue, Rat and Accept. And man, this thing erupted, and I was near it. These dudes were way fucking bigger than me. These guys were like 6'2", 6'3", and I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm not sticking around getting in the middle of that shit because you could see people kind of lining up to, see if they could break it up. And I'm like, yeah, and it got pretty bad. I think it got bad enough that they ended up carrying the one dude out. Like the other dude laid into him, and it got pretty ugly. And that's the one thing about GA shows that I still don't like sometimes because you do have that one really fucked up dude that gets stupid, and he if he's a big dude, you almost got to put up with him or you got to go get security to get rid of him, and then you lose your spot. And I had that at Morbid Angel, some fucking 7-foot beast of a Aryan dude. He was like an Aryan Brotherhood guy.
Oh, boy.
All tatted up with swastikas and shit. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going near that guy, man. He'll probably slit my throat or something. They ended up getting rid of him, but it was, a half hour of intimidation. He was pogoing and doing the whole, in the mosh pit, fucking slamming people because he was way bigger than him. And guys like that, man, fuck you. Just fuck off,
Yeah, generally the crowd will just take care of that in the most.
Usually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
usually
I remember there was
I've
a dude, and it was at a Clutch show of all things. He was doing the same thing. He was even throwing up the old Zig Heil.
Oh, God.
And dude, like
Clutch
my
show.
brother-in-law, who's 6'8", was looking at him like, I think I'm gonna knock him out. I don't know, I might knock him out. And I was like, shit. All right, man, I got your back. But we didn't have to because this very, very large, very, very black security guard saw him and was like, oh, look, here comes fucking muscles and irony. And he literally picked him up
Irony.
to the point where his legs were kicking around like, help me and tossed his ass outside. It was like,
Oh my god.
That reminds me of the MDF, what's his name thing. The thing with the dope from Will. No, not Will. What's his name? The fucking guy from Mortician. What's his name? Romer.
oh, Will Romer? Yeah.
Oh,
Get-
where he was
getting
trying
into
to
it. Well, he's getting into it. He was trying to get in, and they wouldn't let him in
Yeah.
because of something weird. And
He was
He was-
throwing punches in the pit. That's what I heard.
oh, is that what it was? Okay,
Yeah,
they threw
he-
him out.
he
And they tried to go back in. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think
Because-
it was before his set too.
I think you're right.
Yeah, he played that night. That's all
Yeah.
I know. And
Because
he
there's
was like-
video of him. There's video of him harassing this fucking black dude that's like twice his size. The Romer doesn't look that big. He looks like he's like 5'8" or.
I think he's lost a lot of
jacked.
muscle. He's still jacked, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's little though. I don't think he's
Yeah,
super
he's
tall.
not, he's
is
not
he?
that big of a dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in terms
So
of like, height wise.
yeah,
He looks like the type of guy who was probably out on work release. to
Yeah, there
play
you go.
MDF. Like seriously, like those metal guys who are just super thin but also super tone at the same time.
And
Right,
It's like-
aggro, and they're all aggro.
right, yeah, like they just have too much free time to
Testo-
lift weights constantly. You know,
Too
it's
much
like, okay, you're out on
testosterone.
work
Yeah.
release.
Too much
He's yeah,
testosterone.
like wrestling and like like all that shit. Like, but yeah, he's a workout nut. But yeah, like they kicked him out of the venue, and he was not having it. And the security guard handled his own. Like he literally just like,
Oh yeah,
no,
he was a big dude. That guy was probably about 6'3", 6'4", and pretty jacked.
He was
You know-
not actually. He was. I mean, he was a tall dude, but he was older because he patted me down a couple of times.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, I didn't get his number though. But
See, liar.
But no, like he was like just an older dude. He was just like, no, you got kicked out, and that's it. Like, no, man. I was like, it doesn't matter what you say. And then
Oh,
the
you were
person
there,
that
that's
fucking
right,
filmed him, they just said that's why Real Bomber's a pussy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that at last year's MDF?
This year.
No, this year.
This year, I
Sounds
remember
good.
seeing that on Instagram. Like,
Yeah, there's some video up there of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah,
because he plays that night, right?
it was literally
Indeed.
before because he had like
He's slamming beers the whole time he's playing.
Was
too.
he?
He's got looks like Heineken's. He's just slamming.
Were you there?
It was a good set.
I
Logan,
wasn't
did you
there
go?
for him getting kicked out, but
No.
we were there for
I saw
Mortician
YouTube
Dead.
footage.
Oh, okay.
And
I-
yeah, Mortician crushed, much like Mortician does live.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he didn't bring it up on stage. He didn't like nothing. Maybe
No,
like
he was
like, nah, man, you fucked
super
up.
serious.
yeah. The last time I was at MDF was when Agoraphobic Nosebleed played live for the first time.
Oh, dude, that was.
I think that was
like
2014, maybe.
2016,
Wow.
2014. Okay.
So,
Last
they
time
had
I was there
at that
was
point.
17 or
Because
18.
I went to MDF from, I think it was 2007 to 2014. As soon as I moved to North Carolina, then I went 1 year, but then after that, all my buddies, everybody moved away, and I haven't been back. So I had tickets to go last year that I ended up buying before COVID happened.
Yeah.
But then I moved to Chicago the weekend of MDF. So now I'm waiting. I guess in 2024 they're going to do MDF again.
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh,
I-
supposedly.
So they said they said about like what mid to late 2023 they should have bands starting to be announced.
I mean,
I-
dude, MDF was such a good time.
Oh, I did. It's a
Especially
blast.
to go on like a Wednesday and there's the pre-party. And I remember that 1 year when I saw Bolt Thrower play 2 nights, and because one band couldn't get into the
Damn.
country, so then Bolt Thrower played a second night, and just to go and just get wasted and blow a ton of money on merch and just be filth for
definitely did.
4 days. Oh, it's
No, you know what? I only went once because, ironically, only living an hour away from the venue, I didn't know about it until 13 or 14. It was the year that My Dying Bride was supposed to come over, and they bailed out again.
Mhm.
And I didn't. The other times, I don't remember what was. I was going through a divorce. There was a lot of other shit going on. But the first one I went to was the one with Candlemass and Autopsy, and I'm trying to remember who headlined. But the thing was, when I went down, I could only go one night because of my work schedule was really weird. And I asked for the wrong day off. I wanted to see Autopsy, and I got the Candlemass day, which was okay. But I think I told this story, Nick, that I got fucking pelted with beers 3 fucking times. I was
What?
standing there watching that band. I can never remember their goddamn name. The one with the Satanist or the Anarchist or what the fuck?
Behemoth.
Behemoth,
No, not
the
Nagelfar.
anarchist.
Satanic War Master.
But, no, fuck. Hold
They
on.
wouldn't go to.
The guy, the lead singer and guitarist name is Jason Sadunka or Sadonka. He's
Jason
bald.
Sudeikis.
Not Jason Sudeikis. Fuck, I could never remember that name.
Blasphemy? I don't know.
Ackercock.
Oh,
And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm on the second level, and I'm leaning over, right? I'm just leaning over the rail, resting my back a little bit because it was towards the end of the night. And some motherfucker on the third floor drops a beer on my head. There's no way that he didn't do it on purpose. He dropped it like from 12 feet, in a plastic cup right on my head, soaking wet with beer. I go down to watch Candlemass. Some other fuckers from the second thing starts chucking beer at the people down on the floor level. It was like, what the fuck? And then there was one other, I forget, I got hit with another beer like earlier, and it wasn't like a direct hit, but I didn't understand that night. It was the last night, so I don't know if everybody was just unruly and being dicks, but I got literally drenched with beer 3 fucking times. I was like, yeah, man, I don't know
What
about
were you
these
wearing?
people. Nothing.
Did someone put a sign on you that said?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I was
Yeah.
wearing. I was probably wearing I think I was wearing my Dying Bride shirt, Line of Deathless Kings. So it wasn't like I was wearing a Rick Springfield shirt or something like Chris. I mean, come on.
So
new
like,
kid shirt. You wear a new kid
besides-
shirt.
Yeah. So like besides seeing Bolt Thrower 2 nights in a row, then also a few other bands that just fucking kill. As much shit as people talk about Revenge and how it's unlistenable and it's just noise, seeing them live is fucking incredible. Like, first of all, the
Oh, no.
drummer is fucking insane. Like, that dude is the sickest drummer, and seeing them live just fucking blew my mind. I was like, holy shit.
They were there in 2019, but I think we saw someone at the soundstage instead because they played at the Rams Head in 2019, I think.
Well, when I saw them, it was probably like 2012, 13-ish. It was when MDF had 3 stages. They had
With
the
the Edison lot and the
like the
Rams
outdoor
Head.
one. But dude,
What's the other one?
they
The
were-
soundstage.
Soundstage, Sonar,
Soundstage.
which was the club, which I
Sonar
think
was the
closed.
club. Yeah, that's closed now. Yep, that's over
Yeah.
near Edison lot.
Yeah, and then Edison lot was the outdoor one.
Well, they
Yeah,
had
seeing
4
them-
this year, right, Nick? They had 4 basically. They had the power plant, the
Power plant, yeah.
Rams Head, and Soundstage, and then they had the Edison back open. So I think
Yep.
that's why this one went off fairly well, even with the weather stuff and everything that came up. And I
Other
wouldn't know.
things.
I was
Yeah.
supposed to be down there. Yeah, that was. I mean, that's a weird one because you had the kid that jumped off the fucking building, which was terrible, and
Mhm.
I mean, just I almost went down, and that's around the time I started not really struggling with my health a lot. And it was really a bummer because I had planned the weeks before that to go down to meet these guys, him, Nick, and John, and fucking Jimmy from Future Ruins was there.
Chris,
Chris, Devin. Is that it from the YouTube metal? Well, I mean, Wyatt X Him was there.
Yeah,
Ryan-
I saw
Ryan-
his shit.
Ryan Scow and Nick Franco from Pete Pardo's channel were there because they're big metal fanatics. Is there anybody else of note, like from channels that you know of?
no, well,
I'm sure.
we ended up hanging out with the dudes from Texas death metal band. Really
Right.
fucking good. But yeah, and of course Devin and Ren and Jimmy a couple of times. We had Chris for one day, but his knee couldn't take it, and it looks like he's unfortunately been forced to pretty much get knee replacement surgery.
No.
'Cause his knee gave out on him, and pretty much was like, I don't think I can ice my way through this one. I was like, dude, you gotta take care of this because
Is this recent news?
yeah, this is like within the last couple of days. Like, dude, it's time. You got to take care of this, man. Like, you get that knee replacement surgery and do the rehab, you can get back to having like a more active life again. Because I know that thing bugs you. Like, it's he has to walk with a cane. And he has like a gait that
Gimp.
yeah.
He's gimpy, yeah.
But with this knee replacement surgery, he might actually get like a normal gait and be able to like stand for longer periods.
I have a buddy that just 10 days ago had a hip replacement. He's 61, and Anatomia.
Oh, dude, they're fucking sick. I fucking love that band. That's Japan's almost dingier autopsy.
Mhm.
I like Corrupted. Corrupted's got some really eerie, haunting, fucked up shit.
Coffin.
Damn, you like Corrupted?
I love Corrupted, man. The first 4 albums, I have Elandos de Gusanos, El Mundo Frio, which is an ambient album. The last one, which I can't, it's German actually.
With those like grizzly bear vocals.
Yeah, those like.
I only know they're split with Noothgrush.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff with
Yeah.
Crush. I don't know if they're still a band. I don't know if they put anything out in a long time. I kind of was following them and then grabbed a bunch of stuff and then kind of moved on.
I have that one album with the where you could tell the negative for the photography is reversed and it has the tombstones on it.
I think that's El Paso.
Yeah.
Something or other.
But
everything's in Spanish.
Weren't they Japanese, but all their lyrics were in Spanish?
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarro. But I don't really think they've done anything since that one that's in German, Gardens of Gespite or something. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Yeah, they're pretty
Rick,
cool.
I'm actually about to hop off, man. Don't.
What's that?
Rick's saying he's gonna hop on in a second. I'm about to hop off. It's.
Oh no! We'll let him jump on for a minute.
All
what
right.
time is it? What time is it? It's 12:08. How about?
It's a work night for me.
All right. I'm gonna go grab a smoke. Sorry, getting texts from John and his new girlfriend. They are stuck in Utah. The road's closed because of a snowstorm.
Oh wow!
And so yeah, they're staying at a really seedy hotel, I guess, because they couldn't make it to the next destination on the itinerary.
Uh-oh.
So, but they're okay. Like I told them, well, I think you guys are alive, and I guess they just flat out shut down the roads there. I guess that's the policy. I was like, dude, we're from Ohio. They don't shut down the road unless there isn't a road to shut down.
Logan, can you make it to 1, or is that too late?
I can probably make it to 1.
We'll bail at 1.
Yeah, okay.
We'll bail at 1, promise.
So 50 minutes.
So throw Rick on.
Yeah, let me send him the link real quick.
What about Mushy? I like Mushy's tasted music. Does Mushy want to come on?
Oh, she's in Japan.
She's in Japan, so
I could send her the link if you want.
Go for it, man. I mean,
she's super cool, man. Super cool. Her name's it's Maya though.
Maya, okay.
Yeah.
Maya likes some really good bands. Yeah, just throw the StreamYards link in the chat.
all right, I'm sending it to Rick. I'll be right back. Grab one more. Well, wait, shit. Everyone else is gone. I'll hang out for a second.
You can go get your beer. I'll keep everyone entertained.
I mean,
I'll keep.
What you got to do? What you got to entertain people with? I mean, like, what's the? How are you gonna entertain people?
Sing and dance.
Okay, well then fine. Now I'll definitely go if that's what you're gonna do. Shit. 1 sec.
I'll show off some records. I'll show off some.
About to say, show off some records here.
Yeah. How about Maya, Rick? You want to see some records?
Hang on 1 sec. Hang on 1 second. Tell me her name from the chat because I can't find it now for some reason. What's it called? Mushi what?
Came.
Mushi Kame. Okay, I got it.
Kame.
I got it.
All right. Well, here is so the other band that opened up for Witch Trap was this band called Black Mass from Massachusetts.
What are they called?
Black Mass. This is their album, Feast at the Forbidden Tree. No, they're like kind of, black and thrash with a little bit more heavy metal kind of, but dude, when they played, they were sloshed. Like the lead. But I mean, they sounded awesome when they were playing, but it was one of those funny concerts where they would play perfectly fine, and then the lead singer would take the mic and be like, he would just drunken gibberish, and then he would just play just phenomenal.
Yeah,
and then he would get shots. He would get shots on stage. Oh, are we pulling Pig Destroyer?
Well. You know what I was doing? I was going because I got out some of my Pig Destroyer stuff for the stream, but I was going through. I have 2 copies of Terrifier on vinyl, but then I was admiring it too, is because this is back when Relapse actually put out good quality vinyl. Unlike everything nowadays, it's just like cheap fucking packaging,
Mhm.
fucking
Let me interrupt for
That's not
one
one of the
second.
represses.
Let
What's
me
up?
interrupt for 1 second.
what?
Maya, can you hit me up on my Instagram? Send me a DM. I'm searching for you and you're not coming up.
All right, do I need to send her a link? I think I have. I can do
Well,
it if.
see if you can try because she's not coming up in my search thing for me.
I'm trying to
Well, she
remember
said
what
she's making lunch right now, so
This is also through. Her. I think she's like insect something, or maybe not. Damn. 1 sec. Her name is not her YouTube name on YouTube. That's what I remember. But yeah, I don't know how bands do that where they can be like fucking drunk off their ass and still cohesively play.
yeah, it's yeah. Good luck to them.
Yeah,
That's all I have to
seriously.
say.
I was, and because I saw them at the merch booth, and that's where I got the CD for sure. And yeah, they were trying to figure out how they were going to make it to the next show.
Man,
So they were-
when we went to that Incantation show in Greensboro,
yeah,
dude, I just remember at the merch booth, I was just like throwing cash. Like I was so happy to be at a show.
dude, you were. I was trying to
I
trying
was
to
throwing
stop you,
money
bro.
at the guys like, here, take it. You need here's a
I
tip.
was trying to stop. All right, I sent Maya the link.
All right. Well, if she
I'll
wants to
be right
jump
back.
out, she can.
Show off some stuff. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, there we go. I think. Is that right?
She's making lunch. I wonder what she's making right now.
She's probably like. No, Maya's very, very cool. She's she lives in Japan. She's Canadian, but I think she's part Japanese and part Canadian. I think her father might be Canadian, or mom might be. I don't remember. I know she's told me, but it's a long time ago. She may not even. She'll have to clear that up if she comes on. But she's really cool. We've had her on half a dozen or more times where she's come on some of our streams that have gone all night, long nights, and she's really she likes some extreme stuff, man. She's one of those girls that likes metal that is not a poser,
Well, she's definitely cool for being one of the 4 people who's watching the stream.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, Maya, you're pretty awesome.
Well, truthfully though, Logan only has like 36 subs, so it's hard to. I know he's got a lot of friends on follows on Instagram, but it's hard to get a giant audience when you only have 100 or 200 people, and you just announce it, the night of or whatever. I mean, when we do streams on like the Saturday night streams, we'll get anywhere from 12 to 22 people. Whereas, like, if you see like Marty and those guys when they were doing their Friday night streams, they'd get as 60, 70 people because they've got channels with bigger reach. You got or Nick, when Nick would do a post concert stream, he's got 12,000 people to draw from, so he might get 75 people at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
Especially people across the globe. But if you're like I only have 320 subs, I'm not going to draw a shit ton of people. I think we got up to 15 people on the Atheist thing last night, which was cool. There you go.
You had like your I watched your Blue Oyster Cult one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think that was about 15, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, right around there. It was
We
a good
don't-
stream, by the way. Very good
Yeah. Yeah, that one I'm kind of disappointed, man. The numbers, the Atheist one has blown away the Blue Oyster Cult one in less than a day. The Blue Oyster Cult one's been out there 4 days, almost 4 days, and it's like 20 or 30 views behind, which I don't care. I don't get caught up in all that shit. But I kind of hope the Blue Oyster Cult one would do a little better. It will. It'll slowly get some eyeballs, but it's not going to get like thousands of views. It's just not. I don't have the sub base for that, you know.
Yeah. It's just about frequency and but also too.
Hey,
it's,
Logan, I think you're.
I muted.
Yeah.
I muted,
Yeah.
muted myself. Sorry. I was gonna say that Blue Oyster Cult stream. It made their self-titled debut fully click with me. Like
Great album.
the album overall. Like originally because I have had that album for probably about 2 years now, and I probably liked just I don't know, like like the ones that you would think like Stairway to the Stars and Cities on Fire with rock and roll and stuff.
Right. Cities on Flame, right?
Yes, Cities on Flame. But since the stream, like Screams is now like
so
awesome.
Good. So
Like
good.
I get Screams now.
So
And
good.
also The Last Days of May. That one too.
So good.
It was too slow for me before because I think I was approaching it from the wrong angle.
Well,
I was
you
approaching
gotta-
it from like this is like a proto metal album.
It's not though. It
It's
is,
not
but
a
it is,
proto-metal.
but it
It's
isn't.
not.
I mean,
It
they're
has proto moments.
that's what's so cool about BOC. They kind of encompass a little bit of everything. You know, they've got prog, they've got metal, proto metal, they've got hard rock, 70s hard rock. They got some psychedelic in them. They've got even some boogie in them. They're kind of a little bit of everything. You know.
Yeah. My favorite song off that one still is At Night the Red Cap or whatever.
Really, that's probably my least favorite song. Strangely enough.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oddly enough, it is. Yeah. Hey, there she is.
It's Maya.
Everyone.
Hey, what's
Hey
up?
Maya.
Hey.
Good to meet
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right.
Hey, just turn your mic down a tiny little bit. Can you go in and kind of scale that back just a wee bit? It's coming in hot. No, you don't have to turn it off. Just
I
If you
know,
go in-
I know. But while I figure it out, I
I got you. Okay, you do your
Oh,
settings.
we're
We'll just,
introducing people.
who's
Oh,
this
look.
guy?
Oh
Look at
man,
this.
it's a
at
party
this.
now.
Hello,
Look at this.
sir.
Look at this hippie.
With
I
the
see
hair.
anybody. I see Maya. How you doing?
Yeah, she's
Hey, Maya.
she's adjusting her microphone. It was Ryan Hot. It was Ryan Hot.
Hey, what's up,
You-
guys?
What's up, Rick? How you doing, man?
Yeah. I didn't.
Cool.
Sorry, I didn't see a message until late. I was updating my Mac OS on the machine I've been using, and I was
Oh.
working on another assignment, and on the other machine, I didn't really.
Nice.
Oh, shit. I thought logging into Instagram on that one.
I had to
What's going on,
catch up with John. They found a hotel. It's creepy and it looks
Oh,
like
cool.
they're staying in the same hotel as The Shining. At least the hallway. did.
Nice. Nothing wrong
So of
with
course I
that.
had to send some gifts and told them it's like I think they said it's like this place smells like murder. I was like, oh, it's probably because the furnace is filled with human bones. Anyway, enjoy your
Red-
stay.
Red rum, red rum, red rum.
is this better?
Yes, that's better.
Maybe it's.
Yep.
Is it?
Much
Okay.
better. Yep. How you
Maya.
doing?
Cheers.
Hi,
How's lunch?
I actually didn't finish making it, but it might be annoying and noisy if I'm making it while we're talking. So, just came on to say hi. It's
No.
Cool.
Sounds fine
It's
here.
like
Yeah.
what
Oh,
time
nice.
is it there now? All different for all of you guys, right?
Well, 12:30 for most of us except
Yeah.
Chris. Chris is out, and he's like what 11:30 your way, dude.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Okay.
in that range. Yeah. So
Yeah.
not too crazy like some of the streams you've been on with us, where it's for Rick and I, where it's 5 or 6 a.m. and we're still
Morning.
going after 9
Yeah.
hours. We haven't been doing
Yeah, it's
those as
crazy.
frequently, thankfully.
Yeah, you know, it's hilarious. Like we'll have, like Peter and those guys, like still be on the beginning of the stream. It's like good night, and then we will have our little marathons, right? And then by the time we're done, they're just getting done with their morning sleep, right? And they're ready to make breakfast. We're like, you guys are still fucking on. They're like,
Yeah.
that's been a typical response. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Jeff and I, I think we tend to hang on like the most, like when it comes to these kind of things.
Well,
Yeah.
because we're usually hosting or something. It's you and I that we're primarily the hosts of these
It's-
things. And
That's a
if
big
we
part of
invite
it,
people on, we feel like we can't leave right away. You know what I mean? It definitely has not helped elongate my life. I'm sure of that.
Oh,
There's been a
It's
few
easy
on
to
runs
get.
like-
It's easy to get pulled into like a 5-hour discussion about metal. I
Yeah.
don't know. It just happens so easily. I don't know how.
5 hours?
Like,
5 hours? That's
it's like hanging out with some buddies, right?
exactly.
Just talking
That's
about
just
whatever.
starting.
yeah, but
But
5
we also
hours.
don't need to leave our own home, which is even
Right.
better.
Right. But seriously, 5 hours? That's kind of a weak stream. That's kind of a low end stream.
See, this is
we
the
Rick
problem.
and I
That's
have
the
But
done,
that's
line.
like the third stream of the
Jesus.
night.
Rick and I have
Christ.
done. I'm pretty sure Rick and I have done a 9 or 9.5 hour stream once or
I've
twice.
watched a 9-hour stream from you
We
guys.
might have
one
done that
time,
record.
for sure.
I haven't counted, but
It was
shit.
the one we were on with Matt and Marty, and it went into the fucking daylight for you and I, like to the 7 or 8 o'clock hour.
There was
Was it the
there was a
drunk
New
night?
Year's
I got pretty
stream.
drunk
There
on
was
those.
the Metal Women stream. Was like 8 hours.
That one went fucking long,
Yeah.
You're the
because we
OPEP.
had like, well, here's the thing:
Opeth
when we
was a
did
long
when we
time,
did
yeah.
a couple of those topical streams back a ways, I say we, it's probably me more than anybody, wanted to include like everybody in the world in it. It's like, and Rick would be like, oh shit, he invited another person.
Oh, like, wait, that guy actually showed up? Wait, that guy showed up? Like, because you're like thinking, okay, I might get maybe a 50% hit, you know.
But
It's
there
like when
was
you're trying to sell knives door to door, you're knocking on the door. You're like,
there
okay,
was a
if I get like
there was
maybe
an
one
but
guy,
there was
two
a
guys,
night, Rick. Do you remember the night that we actually? I threw some invites out, expecting a lot of people to decline. And the next thing I know, we've got like 13 people lined up, and we're literally at 10. You know, 10 is the most that you can do.
like that actually happened. Like, well, you don't want to
Yeah.
say no either. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
Right.
time. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I mean, as long as StreamYard allows that many heads and you willing to come on, I'm like, well, cool. Like at least making the commitment, especially if it's people you haven't seen in a while. You like, you know what I mean? Like every once in a while, like if we can get like Dennis to actually show up and people like that,
Right.
I'm like, cool.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind is that, you know, guys like Dennis, guys like Devin, guys like Chuck. I'm thinking there's another West
Jacob.
Coaster, Matt. You know, a couple of West Coasters. They're only, you know, if we start at 9, at 12, it's only fucking 9 o'clock out there. Or you know, at 3 a.m. it's midnight for them, and they're just going, "Oh yeah, I'll pop on now." So we were able to cycle some people. Oh, Jake's late too. He's 2 hours late.
Yeah.
But it got a little bit. The one thing I've learned is 6 is kind of the max people. Once you get beyond 6, it gets kind of stupid.
Yeah, how do
'Cause-
you balance out 10 voices?
Yeah.
You can't.
You be louder than
The only
everyone.
way that would work,
Yes.
you're doing a Pete Partle thing where like you have this mega topical
Pete.
stream and
And you're
everybody
set
goes
up.
out of- Yeah.
You
Everyone
just
goes
go
out.
from one.
Yes. I mean, they do on Pete's. I think the most people I've seen on Pardo's is 8, and they'll do. Oh no, they've had 9 with the Hollywood Squares thing, but they will talk. They will do their turn, and then others will comment. But what they don't do is there's not like that one guy that talks a lot,
I was like, I don't know who
does
you're
something like
talking
that?
about.
I don't know who that is.
or
Well,
or
They typically avoid 3 people all like coming in at the same time, being like, you know, and it just
Yeah.
sounds like gibberish for
yeah,
a
it's like
second too.
you're right. They
So,
do kind of hesitate a little bit, and
Yeah.
it never is like there's not a lot. He does in the Prague seat, and there's usually like 8 guys or 7 guys on that, and then he does the Hollywood, whatever it's called. The
Is that Sea of Tranquility?
Yep.
yeah, yeah. He's got it scripted out though, not scripted in what they're gonna say, but he's got the flow scripted out, and he does
Yes.
it well. I mean, he did really kind of perfect that, if there is such a thing. But if you look around on other channels that do live streams, we were kind of the exception to the rule with having a lot of people on. Most of them stick to like that 4 to 5 to 6 people thing and kind of cap it at that point. And I think the last one we did, Rick, that we
There were
had like
times
10
that you
people
guys
on.
were like rotating people, eh?
Yeah, we were rotating people in that one night. You're right. That's the night we rotated in. See, and then the other problem is then you have, like Marty said it best last Friday, is like when you have a big stream like that, you have some dominant alpha personalities like Marty and me, Nick. You know, I'm just saying, dude, it's not a criticism. It's just the reality.
Yeah.
It's people that can talk and that can generate conversation from other people. Because some people will just sit there and not say anything or hardly anything, and basically they're
Yeah.
just taking up space. Or by the time you get to them, they don't. If they want to interject something, everybody else has already said it.
You move
Mhm.
on to the next topic.
Yeah.
And you're
That's
like,
Yeah.
oh, like
I mean, that's the bizarre thing about this like Zoom kind of setup is like obviously all those social dynamics in any group of people, but it translates to screen and watching
Oh.
that are not part of
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
It's,
we
it's
have,
fun though. Like I mean, it's like it feels like a natural conversation. Like if you were all sitting at the same table, it would still be people interjecting and
Oh, yeah.
and so on. Like I don't know, I like that. Like it's a little bit more scripted. I don't know. Like if there's too much control, it has to be like a little bit of chaos because the chaos
Right.
can be fucking fun.
definitely.
I did
'cause
see way back.
people, I think, enjoy
sorry.
that versus being a fully scripted show. I mean,
I think
'Cause
if
I feel
I've
like
had
when
enough
it's
to
scripted,
drink,
it's like
I'm
a
pretty
panel
entertaining. I had chaos.
Yeah.
conversation.
The one, I'm not lying when I say this. I saw a stream during the real heavy part of the pandemic, and it was, I don't remember what it was relative to. It was relative to, I think it was like Fishman Electronics, like a guitar company, and they had like Petrucci and Andy Wood and all these musicians, tons of people that you probably wouldn't know that aren't so much metal people. They had 32 fucking squares of people.
see,
And I turned
that's ridiculous.
I turned that on. I'm like, how in the fuck are they gonna do this?
must have been using like a Zoom thing or something because
Well, I don't know if there was. I don't know if they had some way of like a delayed timing thing on things. Because it didn't devolve into chaos. I was like, how the fuck are they gonna all contribute without like literally falling all over each other? But it was, yeah, it was sort of surprising. But yeah, I think Rick, the last one we did back maybe 2 months or maybe 3 months ago, where we had 10 people on, it just got messy. Like there were just too many people trying to overtake. And if somebody has, like right now, Maya has a bit of a delay. I can see she's got a bit of a delay, and that throws everybody off a little bit because you're like, oh, is she done talking? Are they done talking now? Or so.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge, I think, for sure. Like when Frederick is on Thrash
Right.
Thrash, does he has a little bit of a delay too, right?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we had a little bit, not too bad of a problem with that last night because it was just me, him, and Nick, so it wasn't awful. And that was funny because Frederick, no lie, I'm not kidding when I say this. He contacted me the day before the thing, and he's like, "Hey, I've got 26 pages of notes on the first 2 albums." I'm like, "Bro." I'm like, "Bro."
Here's my essay.
I'm like, "Bro, I only want to do a 2.5 hour stream," which we got in at 2.5 hours.
It worked out.
Yeah, but Frederick didn't read every note. I don't think he read every single fucking thing. I think I intimidated him into being a little bit quieter than he wanted to be.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like he was notably like super excited. Like you
Right.
can just kind of tell it. So
Yeah.
maybe he was like, what do I say next? You
Right.
know, I get that kind of energy.
Yeah.
That's fun. I just took like brief notes. Like I mean, like those are my notes for
All right.
the last 2 albums. Like they're just
Wow.
talking points. And I
So
left
yeah,
it
how do you
back.
how do you guys take notes for some of these deep dives and stuff? Like show me the
Like oh yeah, like
is
I mean,
it just
all right,
like literally
suppose-
like a
since,
jot of
I
line?
knew Jeff was doing the bulk of
Okay.
all the
The
history.
history.
Like I just
That's
did
pretty
loose
organized.
notes and then like little add-ons. Like those were
Yeah.
some after like second or third listen. I was like, oh, all right, I can talk on that. But since Jeff was doing like most of the history stuff.
Here's Imaginos notes. Can you see those?
Oh, let's see the Imaginos because I still have to find that album.
Can you see
Is
that?
that 2 pages? I see.
That's
Yeah.
2 pages on
Yeah.
just
2 pages
Imagine.
on Imaginos.
Imaginos.
But here you gotta see this one. This is too fucking funny. If I can find it here, let me see if I can
Okay.
find the. God damn it, my fucking blanket's falling down. So for atheists, history was about 2 months. Here you go. This is fucking funny. And it's no wonder I can't read my fucking writing.
Can you see that? Blow that.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
That's my notes on Piece of Time and the demos. And look at how fucking terrible it is. Like I can't make out my own
Okay.
writing anymore. Like what the hell does that say about me?
I mean, my handwriting can get sloppy.
Yeah.
Like it's just half cursive, half standard, print. Sometimes I oddly
I'm like that
capitalize
too.
words.
You do that too with the cursive and the mixed print. I
Yep.
do that too with like my F's are like half cursive and certain things I'll like do partially cursive and others not. It's funny.
I
as
used
fuck.
to write in all caps. Like that was my
Oh
thing.
shit.
And I got fucking shit on in high school for it.
Okay, Stefan. Okay,
Yeah.
Stefan.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say
But
you put a period after every word.
when I wrote in lowercase, they would harp on me as like, this isn't like standard. Look, you're like kind of half curves. And like, listen, can you fucking read it?
Right. Yeah, I've gotten way sloppier as I've gotten older though. It's probably laziness because I don't write a lot, so it's just sheer laziness as opposed to anything else. But
My signature is devolved into just scribbles.
I think Maya's having issues with internet.
yeah, I think she's
Yeah,
having
I
issues
think
on her
she
end.
might pop out.
That is the tough thing too, man. In Japan,
Mhm.
we've had her where we've had her clearly for a while, and then we've had other streams with her where she's struggled a little bit, and she might be having that now. So
It seemed like that. I saw the screen freezing and stuff.
because
But
she was, the
I'm
screen was
glad
freezing.
you
and
tried to join them, Maya. It's always good
yeah,
when
if you don't make it back, Maya,
comment
it's good to talk to you. Always good to see you.
Yeah, always great when you comment on either the video or Instagram posts or whatever. Always good to see you.
Hey Chris, is that a Robert Smith shirt you got on? I couldn't see very well.
But I say that's
Yeah.
Robert
shit, man.
Smith from Holy Mountain Printing,
Oh man.
right?
Oh, dude, I saw that shirt there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's I thought maybe it was Night Shift I got it from. Them
Oh, is it
or
Night
Holy
Shift?
Mountain. One of those two, yeah.
I've seen it on Holy Mountain. That's why I mentioned them. They're in Raleigh, North Carolina,
Yeah.
and I think this shirt is a Holy Mountain printing.
The sick
They
tune
do
shirt.
nice work. I like their
They have a
shirts a
good
lot.
short sleeve one. They played with
Yeah.
Crowbar here years ago.
Nice.
And they had Andy Thomas from Black Crown Initiate.
There she
He was
is.
actually stepping in as
Flashback.
their guitarist.
Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, we got to meet Andy Thomas for a little bit, as well as the rest of Tombs, and we got to hang out with fucking Kirk for a bit. He had Todd Strange on that tour too.
Is that the bass player?
Yeah, he wasn't very social.
We talking about Crowbar?
Benny.
Talking about Crowbar, right?
Yeah, Kirk was fucking awesome.
Kirk's so cool. Such a
He's
cool
super
dude.
solid fucking dude. And Jesus, man, that tone. Oh,
That's that Transistor Randall, man. That shit's badass.
Yeah. Kirk's got that personality too, man. Like if you ever like seen the guy, like you're like, how could anyone not like this guy?
Yeah.
He's like
likable
he's
person.
like Gimli.
Yes.
The
he is
Whatchamacallit?
sludge metal
He's a
Gimli.
You go there, but
but the thing is, like, it's funny because Rick and I are kind of on the shorter side. Not to dime you out, Rick, but we are. I'm
only
5.
shorter in one way.
Ouch.
I'm just a
I got you, dude. I got you. I'm just a smidge under 5'8".
I don't drive a
And,
big giant truck. I'm not compensating. I keep small.
But the funny thing
He
is,
lifted
when
up.
I
Good to
met
know, Rick. Good to know.
when I met Kirk, he's got to be a good 3 inches shorter than I am, and it's
He's-
like I'm like,
This is like
Yeah, he's
5'5"
just-
or something.
Stocky.
stop. Yeah.
Super strong handshake. I
Oh
definitely
yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
But,
Very cool guy.
Yeah, just super cool guy, man. And like his banter on stage is fun. Like, because I think one of the times I saw him, like, it was stupid fucking cold out. And he said, sorry, you gotta frequently tune up here. I know that's what you paid for, watch an old man tune his guitar on stage in between songs, but sorry, you gotta do
Oh,
it.
speaking of Awaken the Guardian, Chris,
Yeah.
he's hit my tapestry,
Oh.
one of my tapestries.
That's the album to get.
You guys remember when I was outfitting my new room here? I had to go out and grab cool tapestries. I kind of cooled on that. I still have one spot open, but I don't think I'm going to bother with it. I got that Rainbow Rising and then Death Leprosy in the other
The leprosy
quarters.
one's fucking sick.
That is a nice one. That's like
You have the
I have
rainbow,
I
of
have
the fist
the leprosy
breaking
one.
through the brick wall, holding the rainbow. Like
Can you see it?
nothing's gonna.
No,
this
your
is metal.
fingers in the way.
Can you see
There
it?
it is.
And
Oh
then
wow! Look at
you
that.
probably I don't know if you can see it up there. Those are all CDs next to the TV on that chest of drawers, and then up in the corner there's Death Leprosy. The ones, the Fates Warning and the Rainbow one, I got really what I thought was great deals, and they are good. Like unless you get right on top of them, then they get a little bit washy, but they're still pretty good. But the Death one's like an officially licensed one, and you can tell it's more of a pro job. But I've found out I think a lot of them are done by the same places. I think they
Oh
were.
yeah.
These are bootlegs. The Fates is a bootleg, but it's for $19.99. And then that company, I don't know if you ever looked into them again, Nick. I think you were kind of reluctant to do it, but they if you bought one, they'd always send you like 25% off coupons. And that's how I ended up getting the Rainbow one for like $14. So it's like, man, I can live with that.
I got you know what's crazy is I ended up getting two like Third Man Records put out this awesome sleep tapestry, and I ended up getting two of them just in error. Like I got one, and then they screwed up shipping and sent me another one.
Nice.
And it's a glow in the dark one. It's the dope smoker type of one. So I have one that's sealed. I have a couple duplicates. I don't know. I always end up with like two of a lot of shit. So like more dupes that I got on Bandcamp. I ended up Internal Rot released this like EP. They put it out on vinyl. I ended up with two of them. I got one in the mail, and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, I got another one in the mail.
They goofed up. That's nice.
Well, I've noticed that, and that's weird, is that when I've ordered stuff on Bandcamp, I get duplicates more from Bandcamp than I have almost anywhere else.
I've never had that happen.
There's something with Bandcamp where I guess just in the background, if their inventory person isn't monitoring things correctly, then you could end up getting dupes pretty easily.
Yeah, never had that happen to me.
That's the opposite problem. Where like if I order from whatever,
something hasn't shown up.
That's what I'm waiting on like 2 Bandcamp orders right now, actually. So
I ordered that new Wait, right? Nick, I know you know Wait. Yeah, that Wait album, and it got like 2.5 months. They sent it to the wrong address, even though I contacted the guy 3 days after order. He said, "Don't worry about it. It's cool." It never ended up showing. I did get the money back, but I was so pissed off. I was like, I'm never fucking buying anything from that guy again.
Dude, it took it took about 6 months for the last Fulci album to get to me.
Oh well, yeah. I wonder why.
Oh, I know why. All the way from Italy, and then we're just gonna get lost for a little while.
Did you know that? Sorry, did you know that? I just saw an Instagram post by Max Phelps from Exist. I can't tell whether they're doing new. He had a thing where he was doing some solos, and I don't. It said only thing left is harsh vocals and something else, and then mix. But I couldn't tell whether it was new Exist or whether it was Wait. I think it might be a new Wait album, believe it or not.
Already?
And that just came out in February, right?
So he's the one.
He's the one. This year release or like late last year release? Like it might be this year.
I think Wait was this year and Exist was last year, August.
Jeez.
Exist seems to take a lot longer between albums, so I'm skeptical it's them. But Wait almost seems like it's like too soon, unless I don't know. But I mean, I would love a new Exist album because that last album is fucking killer.
I thought it was pretty good. I like the Exist album more.
That
one. I think the Wait album kind of went to the gent well a little too often.
It does. It definitely does. There's no doubt.
And I still like that, but
Meshuggah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like like Meshuggah just knows how to do it like heavier and darker, and I can still get into that. It's just like when you hear a lot of like kind of the similar gent riffs. It's binary. It's ones and zeros.
The Wait is kind of a quasi mixture of Meshuggah and Periphery and Exist. So it's got the cynic sort of vibe to it in the cleaner ambient sections, but then it's got the chug, the chugging Jenny stuff, which
Yeah, that might lose me.
Gent doesn't work for me unless it's Meshuggah, and even they are starting to wear on me a little bit. I started to finally go, yeah, I don't really need this new one. I just,
The new
So
one,
you don't like Immutable?
it's a Meshuggah.
right.
Like, it's still
Meshuggah.
decent.
I kind of like it. I like it better than the Violent Sleep of Reason.
Oh no, I like Violent Sleep of Reason way.
No, I like it better. All right, Maya's back again. I'm gonna invite her
give it
in,
one more shot.
and I want to see if she has anything. Maya, do you
Sorry.
have any?
Hi.
Sorry, you're okay.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
sorry. I was trying to figure things out and then I was not going so well. I hope I don't have a delay. I don't know.
No, you're good
You
now.
don't now at all.
You're matching up.
Yeah, sounds like whatever was going on, you got resolved. So Logan has a question for you.
What's that?
Logan has
Do you
a
have
question
any
for
albums
you.
or anything you want to show? Like while you're
Yeah,
like
break them out.
I'm trying to hop off
Show and tell.
relatively soon over here, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go
So,
get some
if-
rice pudding. I'm gonna get some rice pudding.
Yes. So
Okay.
if you or Rick has anything that you want to show off, flex.
I need to walk around the house for that. Sorry,
Go
that
for
might
it.
be a little annoying.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm on this on my phone, or I can't really do it on my computer. So the most recent show that I saw, I'm wearing the shirt from it now, actually. If you can see it,
Can't.
Oh, is that Cruelty? Is that
Cruelty. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that fucking split they
Yeah.
did with Terminal Nation.
I know it's so good. I've been listening to
Oh.
that so much, and then I actually had gotten that, but then I didn't have their full length from
What is it?
2 years ago, so I bought that from them.
I need that.
Yeah. Which I mean,
Yeah.
how would you describe their sound? They're almost like
It's so good.
hardcore mixed with like death
hardcore.
metal, right? Like
Yeah, hardcore, slightly doomy death metal.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gross. That
Yeah.
that split I have that made me a fan of him instantly. I was like, I was stoked for the Terminal Nation, but then I
Yeah,
heard
I know. Me too.
or Cruelty. God,
Yeah, they're super good. And they like, I feel like because they have like the death metal part and also the sort of like hardcore part to them, so they sort of appeal to both crowds or whatever. But I saw them in people in Kyoto were organizing a show and invited them, but it was like really I don't know, maybe it's just like that venue in Kyoto. Most of the time, like times I've been, it's mostly like the people attending are the bands playing plus like just a few more people.
Yeah.
But so I think like Osaka shows have better turnout, but they're coming again on November 5th. It's Cruelty and Coffins and Anatomia. So I have work, but if I go try to get like super quickly over there, I might make it in time for. Actually, we'll probably miss Cruelty since I think they'll probably play like second or something, but catch Anatomia and Coffins, who I saw last year too, in November actually.
I don't know too. So I've never had the chance to see either Coffins or Anatomia, and I would love to see Coffins for sure. I'm more familiar with them, but I don't know, that
missed
sounds like a killer
Coffins at
show.
MDF. I think they were
'cause
playing.
That's
Soundstage,
usually where
and I
they
was-
play is MDF or a
I got
couple
a
off
fuck ton
dates.
of their albums. I love Coffins. Coffins is that. Their guitar tones are just. It's so delightfully over the top.
Yeah.
This is all Anatomia.
Oh wow.
see, this-
Yeah.
all right.
And,
I always
and this
forget how
isn't-
much material they
I also
have.
have
Jesus
vinyl,
Christ.
too. This is all
cool.
Anatomia. So I have. Let's see here. This is
Oh, my God.
So I got this one. That's the first press of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then this is that one of their earlier ones. This is like a 3-way split. And then this is a split too. I also have I have the vinyl for most of that. This is a comp.
Damn.
This is another comp. And then this is their first album. This is the 15th anniversary.
Oh, love
Edition
the
of
album
this.
cover.
Yeah, that's the version I have as well.
This is the first album, but this is the Mexican pressing of it.
That's the version I have.
This is the US release of the first album. So I have 3 copies. I'm going to have to explain this to my
damn
therapist
it.
one day. Why do I have 3 copies of the same album?
Because they're different-ish.
What's your answer?
Different artwork, you know?
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
what's the
complete
answer?
scum. That's
It's the
what it
voices in your head that tells you to buy 3 copies.
right. And
How
then
quick
here's
is blood?
this is another split. And then I also have 2 copies of this one.
Yeah, we just saw that one.
And then I also have 2 copies of this one.
Okay.
And then this is the new one that just came out.
That's-
Oh, yeah.
On the gang.
Yeah.
And then this is the 10th anniversary release of this one.
Oh,
And
you saw
then
that
this one, I love this album. This album is so good.
Oh yeah,
This
I've-
is
That's like
probably
their
my
newest.
favorite.
I can listen to it like on repeat over and over.
Yeah.
It's like all the most evil sounding breakdowns in every incantation song.
Oh.
Those
Well,
breakdowns
I
formed a
don't.
band.
Anatomia too, they just have this different, there's this element of just noise. Like if there was such a thing as like noise doom or noise sludge, which yes there is, but they just do the whole death doom
Yeah.
excellent. Chef's kiss to that.
Hey,
There's
I
a
don't
lot
have
of
any CDs or
groaning
anything or albums to show, but I do have a recommendation that I found over a couple days ago shopping. This tea kicks fucking ass. Celestial
Sugar-
Season
sugar
Plum
plum.
Spice. This
Oh
shit
yeah, I've had that
rips.
before.
Oh my
Is it-
god, so fucking
I-
tasty.
Is it made with real sugar plum fairies though?
It's made with real sugar plum fairies.
Okay.
Yes,
I saw
and
Are they free range? Are they cage free fairies?
they're
Alright.
they're free
Cage
range
free.
fairies. Free range.
Have you guys seen that meme with the plums and Thanos's like balls?
Yes,
I can't look
I
up plums the
have
same way
seen that.
anymore, man.
They're all wrinkly.
Yeah.
Jeez, thanks, Rick. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I did. I mean, we reviewed it. I finally got my copy of the new Exhumed.
Ah, damn it!
Oh,
I'm still
nice.
waiting people are showing their shit on this.
all
day.
right.
I'm like, I haven't got my copy yet. Like,
Fucking case
Hey, I
was
was
jacked, dude. This is fucking gnarly. I love it.
Need to replace it.
although I was
Well,
reminded
well-
of an album. I want to ask Rick.
Where
if
does
he
it
knows
stack?
about- Oh, you.
Oh,
And
Oh,
new
yeah.
Sog.
that's Sog.
really
Sog.
good Doom.
Nice.
But I mean, how's it stack? I don't know. Like, I haven't had as much time with
True.
that one versus like. I mean, the one I listen to probably the most in Exhumed's back catalog is Necrocracy. That
I was
to
going to
me
say
is their artwork.
Necrocracy that's my favorite Necrocracy. But that's when I came in on them was that album. So.
I came in on Slaughter Cult,
Mm.
and yeah, like I heard, I forget whatever tracks they had on like the Contaminated series from Relapse, their samplers. Heard one of them. It was absolutely ridiculously heavy and fast. I think it was definitely back when they had Raw Sewage doing the deep growls, and I heard that I was like, Jesus, that sounds like a fucking bullfrog with throat cancer. It's amazing. And yeah, that was all it took. I picked up Slaughter Cult, just seeing the logo and the fucking just the gory cover. I was like, yes. And that's all it took. Like, I don't think they have a bad album, honestly. I even have a poster of Anatomy as Destiny that hangs up down here too.
Oh, yeah.
Found that for $1 in a
Still have to get that
fucking antique store. They had a bin full of these old promotional posters, $1 each, and that's where I found that sick Deicide poster that hangs behind me in videos. I got a fucking Soylent Green one. Like, they just had ridiculous. Well, I would say treasures, but to everyone else, like, now it's $1 poster. Like, there was someone commented when they saw the Deicide one, I was like, I'll give you $75 for it. I was like, that's fine.
Wow.
I'm cool. It's
Damn.
a OG Once Upon the Cross promotional one.
I have a question for Rick. Nick, you might fall into this, but I'd be surprised, but maybe not. But Rick, I gotta feel might have one of these two. But Rick, Do you remember Saigon Kick?
I remember.
Oh
saying
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ooh, love is a. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nice patch. Nice
Nar.
I
patch.
got that.
Yeah, that one song is
Nar.
kind of the song that paid off Jason's house.
the,
But other than that,
That's the alternate cover. I like that artwork better. It was the
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a long sleeve of that I got from
Oh yeah.
Holy Mountain or Night Shift. One of those two. Yeah.
but yeah, I was curious. Rick, do you remember a band called I'm Mother Earth?
Oh yeah.
Okay, do you own anything by them?
I
Do you
don't have anything
Dig?
by them though. I think I did
Okay.
at one point. All
The
that
one with
90s
the
like indie rock stuff. I got rid of during the purge.
alternative metal, kind of alternative. They weren't metal, but they were hard rock, and they had that singer Edwin, just went by Edwin. It sang on Alex License for only solo album, but
They were good. I used to listen to them back in the day.
oh, they were cool. Great guitar player, man. That Tanner, his name was Tana something or whatever. But the reason I brought that up was I saw an interview with Jason Beeler from Saigon Kick today, and somebody was comparing those two bands. And I'll tell you, the first two Saigon Kicks are, yeah, they're alt metal, kind of quasi metal, but the Lizard has some fucking heavy songs.
They
Yes,
jumped
it's
in
got
that
Love Is on the
Grammy
Way,
stuff,
which is unfortunate, but
that
like
category.
Hostile Use on there and Body Bags. There's some fucking heavy songs on there, man.
Saigon
just wondered.
I kind of lumped them with the more like the Skid Row, like
Yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely in the Skid
Yeah.
Row.
Like
Mhm.
post hair metal. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, we're
What
taking off
comes
all the
after?
makeup, but we're keeping the tight leather pants so you can see.
Right.
Her
Right. See, but it's funny because I listened to Logan, and Chris, and Nick, and Rick, and Maya, and you guys pull these bands out like Anatomia. Yeah, I've heard that name, but I haven't checked it out, and I'm starting to realize I'm getting old. I think I'm getting old, because some of that stuff is just too fucking extreme for me, like Pharmacist and I'm not a grind guy, so I don't any of the grind stuff. Although
Well-
a little bit of Napalm Death, I like a little bit of Napalm, the more
So,
metal Napalm
Jeff-
Death. But I realize I must be getting old because like I'm just not as into the super extreme shit like I used to be. Like,
Real quick, haven't you talked about Fulci before?
yeah,
yeah,
I was just jamming Fulci not so long ago.
So then, what's up with that?
well, I like certain heavy
What's-
shit, and
Well,
but
then there you
but
go.
Fulci,
I
but
don't get
Fulci
it.
Fulci has some melodic stuff. It's got a melodic bass to it.
But they do
And-
pig squeals and like the, like I don't
Well,
know.
Well-
it's very groove laden
Like-
though. Like it's they're riffing.
yeah.
Like it's easy to follow. Just like
Right.
yeah,
But I
Yeah.
mean, again, I
But
for an old dude,
that's younger shit though. Like I went to
right?
she came
You're
to,
right.
to Charlotte.
You're right.
I went there
And I
to
like
the concert.
I
It
like-
was a bunch of younger. It was a younger crowd for the most part. I was impressed.
It-
And
Yeah, it's a generation thing because like my generation, I mean, like when I was really going into shows big is when bands like Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan, like
Right.
late 90s metalcore, like hardcore infused metal, like when that started to like really gain traction in like the late 90s, early 2000s, that was my age range, that's when. But the generation before that, they were all of like kind of the traditional old school hardcore.
Well, that's my era because I am
Yeah,
probably 12 or
but
13
I mean, it's
years
the
older. than you.
same now for like slam. I cannot get into slam. Like it is just not my thing. I've tried. I can't. I'm too old for it. I mean, it's.
But it's weird because I came from the thrash and the hair into the thrash, right? It was the hair, then it was the thrash, and the thrash led to the things like first wave of black metal, the first wave of death metal. And I was already, by the time death metal was really starting to hit, well, actually, that's not true. I was going to say I was already like close to 30, but that's not because the first real like death metal was probably Possessed in 85 and
so they're the first death metal album.
Scream Bloody Gore in 87, right?
Okay.
So I'd
Yeah.
have been 25-ish, but I still was coming from an era that was more kind of focused on melody, and even the thrash bands like Metallica, like Slayer, there still was melody in what they were playing. They were getting further away from it to a degree, but there still was melody. I mean, fucking Melissa and Don't Break the Oath, very melodic albums, even though you got the weird King Diamond thing going on. But and you know, it is funny though, because you're right, Logan. Maybe I'm just a little harder on myself than I think, but it's like I'm a little bit more.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Picky, I guess, maybe.
I think that's it. I don't think you can say that you're necessarily against all of the new stuff that's coming out.
Oh, no.
I think Fulci is relatively new and is relatively extreme. I mean, sure, it's more
Right.
groove laden, but I mean, does that
Yeah,
mean you
I
like
mean, they don't-
200 stab wounds and you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know
Undeath?
how many.
They're like the new school superstars, you know, them and like Tumult and those bands. Right? When they came
I
out.
think you like Fulci because of the subject matter, maybe the
Yep.
sound clips, and then also because they really try to build an atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
They're
That's what it
very
is.
intentional
Nailed it.
with the atmosphere they build.
Yeah.
They're brutal in parts and do have pig squeals, but then at the same time, there's almost like the synthesizer laden parts that build atmosphere throughout that makes it really interesting.
Yeah, that's the
You
cool
know?
part of them. Yeah,
Especially
that's the
the
cool
last
part.
But that's a younger band. Exhumed Information, right? Is there
But it
something
is funny.
that-
Like
yeah.
you go to
Yeah.
Decibel
That's
Fest.
a
like,
younger band, man.
When I went to Decibel Fest in 19 and Tumult was playing, and I really liked Tumult a lot. And you know, I went
another
into
example.
where everybody was hanging out, and it was all people that were way younger than me. I'm like, holy shit, man! Like, you know, and by
See-
younger, I mean not
Being
younger
the
like
old guy
Rick.
at the show.
I am the old
Yeah,
guy.
like I'm like, holy shit, I'm like the only 55, 56-year-old dude getting into this band. You know, it's like,
Yeah, you notice a certain lack of gray hair here. Gray
Yeah.
hair
Right.
happening.
I mean, I think it's the type of shows that I go to, but none of the shows, like at most of the shows I go to, I'm one of the younger ones, and I'm not even that young anymore. So it's like,
really,
but then
no kidding.
yeah, I think like some, like it depends on the venue and also like what other bands are playing or whatever. And I feel like it seems like here anyway, and maybe there too, a lot of younger people, it's not necessarily even the style, but just like if they're a younger band, then they automatically become sort of more accessible to a younger crowd.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's like a relation.
Or I don't know, like I guess people just like don't necessarily like the like very small, very sort of like, you know, underground venues as well. So if it's a kind of like venue that people
Could be.
feel is more accessible, then they're also like more likely to go, I think.
Which
Yeah, I think
But,
like younger bands, like I said, yeah, you're gonna get like younger fans because they're like that. Like this is like, you know, the young band that's like right on their level in terms of age that can relate to them a little bit
Yeah.
more. I get, you know, like I get a lot of mixed like venues, just like, well, not venues, but like lineups and everything, and that's really interesting
Mhm.
to see the turnout for
Yeah.
those because the different fan bases and different age groups. Like we went to
Yeah,
go see
for sure.
Deicide, tons of old school fucking fans. Like and he was like, oh, finally some people my age, cool. But you know, since they had Inhuman Condition on there, despite you know that being like a
They're
bunch
so
of old
older.
school dudes, it definitely
Yeah.
has a younger appeal. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of wild. Like the
So-
weirdest lineup in terms of like all the fans running in. Obituary, Paul Bear, Skeleton Witch, and Dust Bolt all in the same bill. I was like,
Yeah.
who the fuck put this tour together? I mean, it's cool. But yeah, that was wild seeing just like, oh, you got the stoner fans here, got the thrashers, got definitely the old school death metal fans. We're all getting along. We're good.
So for me, the weird thing recently was the 200 Stab Wounds show I went to in September. That was like, how old are those guys in 200 Stab Wounds? Are they
They're
really-
like mid to late
Can
20s,
they-
I think.
can they drink legally? I mean, are they okay? That's fair.
If they can't, the venue's certainly not stopping them because you
No.
know they're not playing.
I mean,
the
I
beer
I
cans.
saw them all drinking for sure, but it was at the one venue I've been to, you know, the Milestone. It was fucking sold out. I've never seen this venue sold out ever. It was packed to the brim of all young people. That was the most recent time I felt like an old person, and I was I guess I was okay with it. I don't know, like
How old
Dude.
are you again, Logan?
29. I felt old when
29.
I was 20. Like literally everyone had
Christ.
X's on their fucking hands.
Yeah, you're like an old man now at 29, dude.
Yeah,
Really.
I'm an old man. Everyone
And Maya,
Kids in their
you're.
hands, like, don't talk to me.
everyone
Maya,
couldn't
Same
fucking
age as
drink.
Logan.
They,
I'm sorry.
huh?
Stay over there and you just be young, and I'll be over here and be old and bitter, and we'll be fine.
Ah,
Maya, you're what,
I'm
about
the same
30?
age as Logan.
Oh, you're
yeah,
29.
we're both
Okay, right.
we're both 93. I
And then
believe.
Nick, and
Yeah.
you three guys are all like within a year or two of each other, I believe.
Yeah.
So-
Then you got Father Time right here.
But it's
that's,
just weird that
Rip
The
Van
ancient
Winkle.
one speaks.
What's that?
Well, yeah,
Gandalf?
the age difference. Like me, I'm 46. I'm not going to start listening to a band of dudes in their like 20s. It's just, you know, you got to really be fucking awesome for me to bother listening to your band, just because it's like, okay, if it's a bunch of dudes who are in their early 20s or whatever, they're just following whatever trend is
yeah,
big at the
We
time.
talked
And-
about
and
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that whole cavernous death metal sound that's
Yep,
big
we
now.
talked
It's like,
about that.
okay, you can assure everyone in the band, for all these bands, they're all in their probably early to mid to late 20s. You know, it's just, that's just what's big right now. And I'm over it. But Maya, I'm curious, since you're in Japan,
Yeah.
are you familiar with Takafumi Matsubara? He's the guitarist from Mortalized, but he also plays in Retortion Terror. And dude is like the sickest grindcore guitarist ever.
I really. Where are
What
they
is it?
from?
Show off the.
Well, he's just the guitarist, but he's played in Retortion Terror. Mortalized was like the first like band that he came from, and then he played guitar in Gridlink with John Chang from
Ooh.
Discordance Axis.
Oh, that's where I recognize his name from. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude is an incredible guitarist.
Okay.
I mean, he kind of had to quit playing guitar for a while because he was having carpal tunnel problems. Absolutely sick guitarist. And
Hey, we didn't we promise Logan we'd cut at 1? I can do something on
Oh,
mine if
okay.
some
You
of you guys
did.
want to keep
If
hanging.
you guys are okay with it, just
I mean, I can set one up on my channel if you wanted. You guys want to jump over
I
there?
got to work in the morning, so it's probably a good idea to.
That's cool. I'm actually not familiar, but
Okay.
Grind has actually not been.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, she froze.
damn.
Oh no.
She
Maya,
froze.
come back. Well, I was gonna say one last
To
like
finish the
Rick,
point.
if you have anything you want to show, or if anyone else has
yeah,
anything
you know-
they want to show, like do it right now. Let's do like 10 more minutes of just like fucking
Show
show
and
and
tell.
tell, and then we'll wrap it at 1:15. All right.
Well, you know, it's funny. Like, so my car's been in the shop, right? And
Yeah.
I just got my car back today. It's been there for like a week and a half. And
$8,000 later.
Dude.
well, that's the thing. Like, so it's like I could get calls back. Well, you know, gotta do this other thing. I just discovered this other problem. So it's like
Oh,
actually
you-
do I trust? So it's
Like a
Kurt,
Oh.
real quick, what do I do with
Oh.
Maya over? Oh, Maya, are you back?
Oh. she's semi back.
Do I click remove? What does that mean? I don't know.
Remove takes her out of the stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
there.
well,
She can
she's
try
out
and
now.
come back real
Shit.
quick before we
Okay.
wrap up.
Sorry, Rick. What were you saying, man?
No, right before I came on, you were talking about Black Mass. I'm like, this CD was in there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Good
So,
band, man. I still need to pick
Rick,
up that new one.
I saw him with the witch trap, and that was
That's
the
the one I still need to
one
pick
I
up,
picked
yeah.
out.
That's
Yeah.
the one I've seen.
So underrated, man. Like I never ever seen anybody else talk about this band. Like,
They're good, dude.
What do they
Yeah.
like? What kind of
It's
style?
like black and heavy metal or thrash, right?
Okay. Oh, that'd
yeah,
be cool.
they're like I don't know,
Black
man.
and
Like
heavy metal's good.
really, really dark, kind of thrash. It's really, really aggressive. Kind of like think of like
Yeah.
Creator, and kind of in that vein.
Yeah.
I don't know if Maya's watching, but if coming from Japan, you guys talk about Japan. So this is a band kind of I've been just starting to get into. Grav of Grav.
Oh, I like that cover, man. That's wicked.
Mm,
Do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
know that band.
What are they like?
It's spelled kind of funny. It's like here. So they got this. I don't know. You might have seen this kind of floating around. So it's
mm.
so
What
it's
God damn
kinda-
it, what is it?
it's kind of grindy death metal.
Grava Grav?
Grav of Grav. Grav
Well, that's
Wow.
easy to remember.
Interesting name.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they might. Well, the problem is they haven't put out a full length. It's just a bunch of splits and EPs and stuff, and rehearsal. So all these are like demos and just compilations of material. And they kind of play death metal again, but they switch between grindy and sometimes grooving, sometimes. But to give you a further direction, like it's got members of Mortify, that band Mortify. And
See, this is where I'm lost with you guys.
Butcher ABC.
Okay, I know
Oh,
Butcher.
I
ABC.
love
Okay.
Butcher ABC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got one of
They're
those from Butcher ABC. I think who's also in Mortify. Mortify is like that other Japanese band. They play kind of that Swedish style death metal, but sort of in that sort of grindcore kind of style. And an old grind band too, a CSSO. I don't know if you ever remember. remember them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's got one of the members from there. So this is like another side project of theirs. But it's good shit, man. It's actually not
Nice.
very hard to find. It's under Bandcamp. So if you're gonna check it out, definitely check this one out.
And
Alright.
what are they called again?
Grav of Grav. GRAV.
AVGRAV.
GRAV.
See, that's
Rob.
just
And they're
almost too,
Japanese?
that's almost too simple. That's their
They're
problem.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know you have seen Mortify. It was the buzzsaw and shit. Like that's the. Should I pull it out?
Oh, she said she's seen them live once
Yeah.
and seen them again next. Yeah. Wow.
Butcher from ABC.
Okay,
yes,
yeah, Butcher ABC.
And that Butcher ABC dude runs Obliteration Records. How about that? There you
Oh,
go.
that's awesome.
So they must be near your neck of the woods, Maya. It says Japan, but I'm not sure where in Japan.
Well, she's in Osaka. She's in Osaka.
I don't know
So southern.
exactly where they're from.
Southern. So Osaka's southern Japan, like down further down.
This is a band I regretted not getting more into.
Oh,
Nick
dude.
kind of reminded me. So
That's the
definitely
first one I ever
Do
picked
not
up.
know that one.
I know them, but I've never really checked them out. What are they like?
Rick, what is
Norwegian doom metal, little proggy occasionally too.
yeah,
I'd probably like that. Don't you think,
it's
Rick?
probably tough on the cover too. Like, although like this is a really old one, but
Yeah, very
I might dig that
Ozzy-ish
then.
vocals.
Oh, Ozzy, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe I wouldn't like them as much.
that?
Nice.
Huh?
Well, listen, Logan, we appreciate you hosting tonight. It was cool to stop in. Nick,
Yeah.
thank you very much for last night. Rick,
No problem, man.
thanks for that killer thumb, dude. That thing was wicked. It was way better than what I put together, but I'm gonna
You
try
still,
to do.
You still doing that Steve Wilson thing?
I'm
Is that
gonna
what that's
try. I'm gonna try. So if you have a few minutes and want to throw something together, I'll let you. Completely up to
about?
you.
Well, that's the thing. His stuff is so like out there and eclectic. I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah, what do you do with that? It's like textures and stuff.
Well, take a look at Insurgentes, the one where he's wearing the gas mask on it. Maybe you can come up with something weird around that, centered around that idea.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Wilson, being the semi, how do I put this? The semi into himself guy that he is, he's almost always on his covers of his albums, either as, like straight up pictures, or the only one I can think of that isn't is Hand Cannot Erase, which that's kind of a cool album too, if you want to look at that one and come up with some mixture of those two. But there isn't really maybe you can throw up his face on it somewhere, somehow, and mix it in with the album art. I don't want you, here's the deal though, dude. I don't want you to spend more than 25 minutes to 45 minutes. I don't want
even
to take.
I wouldn't even know. I'll just throw
Right.
something for that.
Yeah.
something like that.
Do me one favor though. Throw Jimmy and Serge's names on. I kind of wanted to do that with the Atheist one, and I didn't want to come back at you and ask you to do it.
I abstained from doing that, lady, because it's like the
Too
the
much
heads up
shit?
change last minute. So I'm like, okay, just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. Well, in this case, do it. I'm not promising it's gonna happen. That's why I'm saying don't spend a lot of time on it. I really don't know. I'm feeling worse and worse and worse. And I have a very bad feeling that this weekend's going to kind of be the penultimate moment for me. I'm having severe abdominal pain that I just cannot, and I've had ultrasounds and CAT scans in the last 2 weeks and they can't figure it out. So again, Rick better than anyone what's going on because you dealt with it. But it's my doctor on Friday finally admitted that they're out of ideas and it has to be autonomic neuropathy, and that's a death sentence. So I hate to be so goddamn matter of fact and bummerish when I talk about it with you guys, and I try not to, but it's the reality.
That's the reality, man. Shit, if I was experiencing that myself, like, dude, it's like, why would you just completely not say anything about it, right? Like, it's your world, man. It's your reality. It's what you're dealing with. Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about jumping in my car tonight and trying to find a place to finish things off, but I just don't think I can do it. So, yeah, it's a bummer, man. This is, as you know better than anyone, Rick, losing your partner and how devastating that was the last couple of years. I got no one helping me. No one in my family is helping, but they're about to have a real grim come to Jesus moment, so to speak, because they may have no choice if I don't decide to end things myself. So I hate to talk like that, but it could happen. This disease is worse. I watched my stepsister at 46 die of pancreatic cancer, and I thought nothing can be worse than this. I'm not so sure I was wrong about that. Because when you have a neurological issue that starts to affect every part of your body, and you can't do the things that you used to do, like get up and go to the bathroom on your own.
Oh yeah,
you start to go, fuck this, and you had to help Van go over to the bathroom, man. I mean,
I still think about that, man. Like, just the little things. So when I go out, I'm like, fuck, I can do this. Like, I can sit here, I can shoot a video, whatever, and just do stuff. And whereas there's how many people out there can't just do that?
And you guys watch me lay in bed the last 4 months and do these videos. It's just fucking bullshit. Makes me very angry at whoever's running the show, and I don't know that anybody is running the show. So anyway, it was great to see you. And
I wanted to make an announcement. So I'm planning on hosting something for November 5th. So Jeff, you already know. So it's basically going to be a pre-election day thing. So I already sent out some invites. I don't know if Nick, if I told you about this yet, or you guys, like. So basically, the theme is post-apocalyptic, dystopian, anti-capitalists, like just kind of that direction.
Christ.
Just bring your favorite.
So pretty much every metal album that everybody owns, you can bring.
I mean, there's a lot of specific ones that.
Well, preferably if it's America specific, that's even better.
Yeah,
like
we're pretty
just
good
bring
at that.
Chris.
Rick,
just
I
bring
didn't get an invite, but I have a lot of stuff.
Chris. Bring your 18 copies of Dystopia from Megadeth.
Oh,
I have plenty of.
Megadeth has a good one actually.
I was just
That is
thinking
a
about
good
Dystopia by Dystopia. How about that?
Yeah, I don't even own that copy of. I don't own Megadeth Dystopia.
God.
All right, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night as well. Again,
Guys.
thank you for having me. Always fun,
All
man.
right.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm out, man.
Thanks all for popping on for sure.
Oh, not a problem, man.
Pretty good for a Wednesday night, I would say.
3 hours and 12 minutes. I'm telling
it's
you,
a
we
school night. Why are
can't
we up?
do just an hour stream. So.
Nah, that's impossible. Not with
All right.
me on
I'll
it.
talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
All right, man.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Good night,
all.
guys.
Whoop. See ya.
Where are
See
you?
you guys.
There you go.
Rick, I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram, Rick. Then.
All right. I'll catch y'all later.
Peace.